There we go. How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Into It. I'm Will, and today we're getting into, or we're getting back into, some Stonesaga. David's asking if it was late night. Yeah, it was late night, David. I had to refresh myself on Stonesaga, and then of course, for those that may have taken notice, the thumbnail and the title and all of that stuff changed because, well, yeah, I didn't remember enough. So I watched a couple videos. I now remember a little. I don't remember if I remember enough to just jump into the new campaign mode for this, because there is two ways that you start. So we played for the crowdfunding preview a long time ago the tutorial-ish one, which is called Seeds on the Wind. But there is Whispers on the North Wind as well if you're going to start a new campaign. The main difference is in Seeds on the Wind, all of your quests are going to be like introductory, like learn to fish, learn to forage, learn to do the things. Like that's what it wants you to do. So it kind of tells you what to do each step. This one here doesn't tell you all those things to do. Instead, it tells you to do a couple more specific quests. So I debated. Like I watched a video last night, tutorial. I watched a little bit of video this morning from Co-op Stop. Watched Steve and them on Co-op Guilds a while back. So I think I'm still going to stick with the tutorial. That way it gives a tutorial for those that want an actual tutorial that starts from the beginning. But either way, the reason we're doing this and the reason I'm going to keep it light and easy for me is we are here to raise money for this right here on my shirt. Extra Life Charities. Extra Life is a organization through Children's Miracle Network. Children's Miracle Network is an organization that helps sick and injured kids, primarily at Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And you can help them by clicking the link in the chat, clicking the link down below, any of the Linktree links, and then there will be options to go out to Extra Life. We have a couple incentives. One, you can help or hurt me in the games. I forgot to put the $1 help me. But you can help or hurt me in the game. You can make a donation like somebody did last night, a nice anonymous donor, to Cull for charity. There's some games in our collection we're getting rid of. Just select some games, some prototypes, or some promos, or all the above, depending how you pledge. I say pledge, but donate. And then the last thing is, of course, this week, because of the Tabletop Appreciation Weekend, we are going to have a giveaway at the end of April. For every $50 we raise during this week, we will add another game to the giveaway. So now we are up to $50 with that $20 donation last night. Now the donations don't have to specifically be because of the giveaway. Any donations can progress the number of games. So we're up to 6 games that we'll be giving away as part of this giveaway. With that said, we're going to go ahead and flip over. Hopefully David has his coffee. I've got my energy drink here. We were both up pretty late because of Cozy Stickerville. So yeah. Although David, one thing I've noticed, I don't know why, right? So if I go to bed, right, and I get, I don't want to say a good amount of sleep, but if I get a little bit of sleep, I seem to be slightly better than if I get like a full 8 hours of sleep. So I don't I don't know why that is. I'm going to slide all this stuff out a little bit just because our little area is not too big yet. I don't want lots of empty space around the table. All right, so here we are. We're set up. I decided to go expansion at least. So way people that haven't expansioned yet or haven't seen the expansion tiles can get a view of these. I think these are called, what are these called? Are we in a marsh? Glade. Oh, we're in a glade, I think is what it's called. Yeah, we're in the glade. The glade is part of the Nature of the Beast expansion. You can either include those into your current existing, or you can, start with them. There is a starting tile. Otherwise, most of the setup is pretty much the same. We're also using the expansion character, so we're using her. The characters themselves don't really have much of a, we'll slide these off. Don't really have much of a thing. They have like a title on the back, I guess, so you can kind of like, it's a mantle. That may play a factor later. I don't know. So we're doing Mantle of the Mystic. Now I messed that up. Mantle of the Mystic, and then we're doing this guy over here. I don't know what he's the mantle of. I don't know if I want to. We'll do it. I think we played. I don't remember if this was the guy we played on the first playthrough. Mantle of the Wanderer is our other guy here. All right, so that is that. So in Stonesaga, and again, this is kind of a tutorial, so we'll kind of be going over all this anyways. In Stonesaga, we're going to be building our civilization over multiple epochs, is what they call them. Each epoch is basically a game session. There can be 4 to 6 total sessions that make up your epoch. The goal of each game is to complete a challenge. So, of course, our challenge is down here. We'll go over it in a second. And then the challenge is going to have particular goals, either immediate or ongoing. Ongoing will just keep going. And the tutorial, each time we complete one of these goals, which is the first 2 that we have here, it's going to have us continue to reveal more goals. So we have a bunch of set aside goals here. And the same thing in a normal playthrough, right? So it's going to have us learn to fish, survive the night, learn to forage, learn to mine, gather some water, create shelter, explore, gather resources, process materials, and make tools. All right. That's pretty much it. We'll just play through and see what we can accomplish here. 1 second. This hasn't updated. There we go. Click that over there in OBS. That says my stream is excellent. Good to go. I am probably going to make rules and mistakes. This is game number. I have no idea what number we're on anymore. Rap music Epoch Shakur is good. You and your Tupac. That's the second Tupac joke in 2 days. But yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to get, how many rules and mistakes we're going to make. But of course, we will make our way through it. So let me get my handy dandy player aids. Now that's my night phase. There we go. There's my day phase. What do we need? We don't need foraging and mining. We will need fishing in a second, so we'll put that player aid over. These are big player aids. I'm not sure I like bigger player aids. Which might be one more than the song of his I ever heard. Oh, really? Yeah. I used to. When I was in California, I used to listen to like rap and R&B music. And then I slowly, in the early 2000s, moved over into hard rock, new rock. Then I started listening to older grunge and alt rock. So here's our different terrains. It does not. Okay, wetlands. Yeah, wetlands, dreadlands, forests, prairies, glaciers, outposts, more terrain, caves, lakes, rivers, mountains, chasm, and a moraine, which is kind of like a chasm, but not. Kind of like a chasm, but not. All right, so we are on Seeds of the Wind. Under the icy watch of the moon, your people found a passage into a primordial vale long sealed by ancient glaciers. To survive, you'll need to find sustenance and a refuge for your people before winter. Set aside the remaining introductory goal cards, which we already did, for later use, and then set up your valley based on page 6. So here is our valley. So our valley, you have a starting tile, and then you'll have 2 random tiles from the same starting region that you've selected. So in the game, there I think are 3 regions now. I think you have the 2 in the base game, and then you have this one from the expansion. All right, and then once you have completed that, flip over this card. So at the end of the day, if Make Tools is completed, which Make Tools is the very last challenge, or the very last task we need to accomplish, then we get to read 200. All right. Every so many years, right, there's going to be a valley event. So over here, there is a little progress thing, and on the night phase, we'll be increasing that. So when we get to 4, something happens. We get to 7, something happens. 12, something happens. 16, something very bad happens usually, and it's normally you ended your game. So we should complete everything in about 16 turns. So we'll put that over there, I guess, for now. Do the tiles connect with magnets? No, they don't. They just lay in there. Magnets would be kind of neat, but the problem is they would have to make these magnetic, right? Or they'd have to make these metal some way, like metal core, which probably would greatly increase the weight and greatly increase the cost. All right, so our first quest is, oh, that's not a first quest. This is our first quest. First quest, survive the night, all right? During the day, you access the features around you to gather resources and cover secrets. But when you grow tired, you must hunker down to withstand the dangers of dusk and recover your energy. When characters don't have enough energy to take actions, or when you have no other goals, proceed to the night phase. The rules of the night phase can be found on page 2051. If you need the rules for tests, they're found on page 14. So it's kind of telling you where to go to read the rules. The rules kind of like, it was a game yesterday I was playing. Which one was it? One of the two games I was playing yesterday for the Disney games kind of was the same thing. It was like, okay, if you read this first page, just go play. This one kind of does the same thing. Like, it's got a huge rule book, but like, it's very, I think, open world, very open to what you do. So it's not holding your hands as a lot of games would, in terms of saying, here are the rules. You need to read this multi-hundred page rule book. I don't know if it's multi-hundred. It's not multi-hundred, maybe single hundred. 107 page rulebook. All right. This goal is completed after you complete a night phase. So, and then we flip this card over. So that's an easy one. After we complete our first night phase, which means when we've spent all of our energy, we are good to go. Learn to fish. The fish in the river are swift. Still, as you learn the patterns of the current, you find places to strike to group your prey. One character must fish at it says the lake, but it's the marsh. So we have a marsh here instead of a lake because we changed our tile. By performing the below action. Spin two energy. Whoop, whoop. Right? And then place an exhaustion token. So this is new. When we were playing the prototype, I don't think we had these. So we have exhausted this tile, which means the other one's going to have to move and find something else. 107 page rules. Yeah, that's just the rules. That's not even talking about the codex. The codex is another book here, and that is 208 pages. But that's additional content plus a lot of your story stuff is in that one. All right, and then read page 38 of the rulebook. So I remember how to fish. So we're going to move this out the way. We're going to go get our fishing cards. Fishing. Where is the fishing deck? I probably put that too far away. Forest, additional, meal. There's fishing. Forest, prairie, character, outpost. Where's my fishing? Oh, there's my fishing deck. All right, so we have my fishing deck here. So we do need to do that. Where is our fishing handy dandy player aid? All right, so we are... Spend our two actions there. We're going to go fishing. So, reveal the stock. So, shuffle the fishing deck. Then draw the top card and place it face up with the stock visible at top. Will fishes for the fishing cards. Yeah. Success. I came up with a big hit. All right. So the cards have two sides. We'll go over that as we fish. But basically, one side is what we can possibly catch. I'm not a fan of cards that are. I mean, I get it for gameplay purposes; it makes perfect sense. But double-sided cards have always kind of been like weird, because you can kind of see what's going on. All right, so we have our stock, and then reveal the strike points. So here are our strike points. Goes right there. Roll 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I want to use these. Like, you guys can't really... I don't know. Can you guys see these pips very good? I guess you can. Yeah. I was going to say, do I need to switch them out for some other dice? But I think these ones are fine. So roll our dice. We're going to assign our dice. So what we need to do is exceed this times, and this is why I have the deck this way, times whatever is going to be on this other side. So here it shows, for example, +3, +1, +2. Right? Then we're going to resolve the strike zone. So basically, each one of these currents is a strike zone. So as long as it touches, that die can be used for that. So for example, this white one has 3 different strike zones. So any bonuses, so there is a lucky strike zone and there is a failed strike zone. Those are not mentioned on here, so I'm probably gonna have to go to the rule book for those. All right, so we have 4 dice, we have 2 5s. These we can put 2, these we can put less. So 3. So I don't know what the maximum pluses could be. I would say maybe +3. So if we want to say that 6 is the max, this will get us 2 fish though. So do we really try to do the plus there? Yeah, so let's do 6 here. And then I want to maybe get some water. So we'll put the 5 there. And since I only have 1 left, we'll put the 2 there. All right. So now we're going to resolve the strike zones. Well, we're going to reveal the modifier first. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it is a ×2. Well, that's not good. All right. So for this strike zone, it is 5 + 2 is 7. We have failed there. For the blue one, it is a 4 + 0. We have failed there. But this one could succeed because it is a 5 on a 4. On the white one, it's a 3 × 2 is 6. So we failed both of those. So the only one we can actually succeed on is the 4. And then, yeah, and it was a successful attempt, so we don't need to worry about that mishap. So we do get 2 water. 2 water. 2 water. So we get 2 water. We put it in our pack. And we have water for the day. So we need water and food at the end of the day. I don't know if I'm supposed to shuffle these back in. Well, it says the very first thing is to shuffle the deck. So I guess we're going to be shuffling the deck each time. So that's fine. All right. We will put our fishing deck back. Oh, that's our journey deck. Maybe not. I got to keep pulling that out. I'm not going to put it back on. All right. So we have successfully fished. So, the dawn breaks over the icy mountains. The warmth slowly returns to the valley. A new day. Well, no, that's not. That's the wrong one. That's to survive the night. This one. Pond exhausted even though you didn't catch fish. Yeah, we exhausted our pond. Because we got water. We you know. The pond's tired. We took a lot of water out of it. All right. So, whether you're able to catch a fish or not, you know the valley's waters are teeming with life. Still, the sun is dipping and your thoughts turn to where you will sleep tonight. Add to learn to forage to your play area. Whoop, whoop. Learn to forage. The plants and animals of the valley are unfamiliar with you. You'll have to look carefully to find useful objects in the tableau that you build, all while avoiding the predators that stalk the vale. One character must forage at the forest or prairie, or in our case, the glade, by performing the action below. So we need to place an exhaustion token, but unfortunately our location is already exhausted. So we are going to have to move. So we will have character 2 move. We'll have Jocko. Jocko is going to move. Jocko is going to go this way. All right. So we flip this over. We align this according. If there was any type of terrain on this edge, then that would make us have to do what they call it. They call it a hard traversal. There's a specific word, but it would make us do a hard traversal. There is not, so we are good to go. But we do need to resolve a journey card. So on our journey, resolve if your hex has a dried flats, prairie, or wetlands. So what is the icon for wetlands? Wetlands is just this marshy, watery area. We do not. We have a river. We do not have a wetlands. All right, so basically it says there was a treacherous sinkhole. So that didn't happen. So we'll just put this back in the back. No, we got to keep this face up. I don't remember if I have to keep these face up. All right, we'll keep it right here anyways. For now. All right. So we moved in there. So we are now in this new area. So we can forage in that area. So that's always good. That's always good. All right. So we are going to forage. So we need to take our forage deck for the location we are in. So this is our glade forage deck. We're going to need to shuffle this, which may not be the easiest thing, but we'll see. We don't have a lot of cards yet. There are more cards, so there are more cards that will eventually get added to this. So I don't want to look at the cards because I'm just kind of shuffling the wrong way. There we go. All right. Do it one more time, just to make sure I'm not cheating. All right, so we are going to shuffle the cards, draw 2 cards, and choose one. Ooh, we definitely don't want him. He's not any better, but we definitely don't want him. So the thing is, once we have a predator in there, then we're kind of stuck with that predator. So I guess yeah. So if we go here, we can get a fish, and we also have water. So I guess we would get where's the fish? Oh yeah, we get 1 fish. There's a river, so we'd get 1 water. Or we choose. We get fish, we get water there. So if we want to continue back, then we will need to get an additional item all the way back. In the background, there's a vine wrapped around this tree. So we'd be able to get a vine for that. And so we could also do the tree and get some wood. And if we did the tree, we'd also get the vine because there's a vine on it. So there's a bonus on some items. So here, if we said, oh, we're just going to do the water, then we get the bonus item as a fish. So we're going to keep going. So we have to take one because we already had one. We have to take one with another one. So now we do have a tree in the front that would get a mushroom, which means then we could go to the we don't have a tree in the mid-ground though, so that's the only problem. So we can't do tree. We'd be able to get a tree and a mushroom here. The problem is if we get a guy in the front, that's an encounter and we have to do the encounter. And when we choose to fight, we test our luckily this is our fighter. We test our might or our whatever that symbol means. I don't know what that one is. And 12 plus, we slay the predator, gain 4 meat, 2 teeth, 2 shell, and 2 guts. 1 to 12, you barely escape. Or we can retreat. I don't remember how many dice I get to roll for that fight. So let's go to the rule book and see how many dice we get to roll for the skill test. Nope. Nothing says skill test. So maybe it is in the... Oh, dexterity is the number one. Is the purple one. There we go. Fight a predator. 48. Go to the back of the book. All right, 48. Wildlife encounters. Hunting large prey. Okay, it says I need to do a test, but it's not telling me how many dice to roll. I think it's always 4. Crafting. I need somebody who's played the game to be in chat. I did post in the Stonesaga Discord, hoping that somebody who's played the game would come into chat and give us a hand, David. Oh, here you go. Test. Is there only 2? There you go. Resolving tests. Roll die. Character rolls a 6-sided die. If the result is a 6 during this step, the character begins a heroic effect. Heroic effort. During a test, when player's initial roll, step 1, is a 6, they put forth a heroic effort. When this happens, before moving to step 2, the character rolls another die and adds results to the initial roll. The added die results in a 6, the character's effort continues. Okay, so if we keep getting 6s, okay, so it's only 1 die. All right, so we would have to get a 12 with a 5 and a single die. Yeah, that's not happening. So we're definitely probably not going to fight, right? So instead we would end up wanting to retreat. So that's kind of the question. I don't know how many of these there are. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to go one more. Push our luck. Oh, there we go. Fortunately, there still is no tree in the middle. Nothing connects. We do have we have a hunting large prey. We have a regular large prey there. Which these are hunted the same way, but for those we need to follow tracks. So we'd have tracks in the front, tracks in the middle, but then he's way back here in the back. Now we do have another river back here, but we don't have a river in the middle. So we can't get back there. So right now we have nothing that can get me all 3 spots. Kind of disappointing. Oh, this one has a feather in the tree. This one has... I don't know what that one is. It's like a green drop. Okay, probably some tar in that tree. Yeah, I don't know which one of these 2 to take. This one does have one of the stones, though, which will allow me to do the stone, the oil, but same problem. I don't have anything in the middle. Weight 3.47 out of on BGG. Yeah. I think it's just getting over the initial hurdles of doing these things once at a time. Geez, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could do the lake or the river just in case I can get that middle. If I can get that middle river to connect to that one, we'll be in business. All right, push our luck one more time. Flint, maybe. Oh, and our deer came closer, but we did get our middle river. There we go. We're going to stop. We did get our middle river, but our little deer did come closer. We would have been able to get him because there was there and then there. That's fine. So we are going to travel. So we get 1 water. Right? We get a fish as a bonus. It does decompose at night, but we're going to eat that anyways. So we got our fish, another water there. And then we go back to the last one. We have another water and another fish. We have a fish to give to since we failed at fishing. The first one completely failed at fishing. This one had flying fish and they just jumped into his net. So that's why he succeeded at fishing. All right. So we have successfully foraged the glade. Put that one over there too. I'm not going to worry about keep going back into that box. All right. So we have successfully foraged. So we have learned to forage. We need to exhaust that tile. Forgot this is new. The prototype, they didn't do this. In the prototype, there was these dials, and I don't remember what the dials did. But yes, we have exhausted this one. Flint and stone. Why didn't you get the stone? Was there a stone in the river? There was no bonus here. There was no bonus here. So you only get the path you take. So I went on the water path, right? So I got the... that one there. Where was my first water? Yeah. So I got this water in the fish. There's no stone there. And then I got the water, because that was the only thing that was in this middle section, right? And then I went and got the water... where'd it go? Then I went and got there's only a water and a fish in the back section. So on each card, you have a main thing that you can go after, right? So tree, a bush, a plant, wheat, and water. And then there is a secondary thing you get along with the primary thing. So there weren't any stones there for me to do. So I couldn't get that. I just remember you mentioning a stone. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there was a stone on one of the cards. You're right. So there was a stone at the bottom here. That was when I was looking at the trees. So to do that, I would have needed a middle tree. And instead, I found that middle water. I found the middle water. So I was like, I don't want to draw more cards. And the middle water would allow me to get something. So I went that route. All right. So once it's completed, flip this over. The forest glades and open plains and the glade, this is the forest glades and open plains, okay, there should probably be a comma there, contain a bounty so long as you are cautious enough to avoid the predators lurking within. Add learn to mine to our objectives. Learn to mine. Stone tools will be crucial for building a civilization in the valley. Caves are one source of stone, but each feature that provides stone has a unique combination of probable materials. One character must mine at the chasm by performing the following actions. So it actually needs to be at a chasm. We are at a chasm, so technically we could do here. Now, you can perform another action at a location that has already been exhausted. You just have to flip this over, and it's gonna cost us +1, and if we flip it over, then it's gonna cost us +2. So we have that as an option. I don't know if it's going to want us to build a shelter, so I don't know if I want to do that now. Or not. That was one thing that confused me and Audrey during our playthrough, and somebody left a comment about it, but I don't remember if the prototype had that. All right, so it is going to have us create shelter. So that's good. It's telling us to create shelter, because that was one problem when we were playing. It didn't tell us to create a shelter. And we're like, and we're going to need that shelter before night. So there's a chasm there. Oh, no, sorry. I just realized. This was treacherous to get in there. So that was treacherous terrain. And if we do a treacherous terrain, what is a treacherous? I just realized that was a chasm on that side after I made that move. So treacherous movement. Nope, that's tests. Movement, inventory. All right, fine. We'll go to the back. Movement. Move 25. Good thing cave is a shelter. So would I. But you have to build it first, Dave. You can't just go inside of a cave all willy-nilly. There might be bats and bears and bugs. You don't want bats and bears and bugs. Arduous. Where is our arduous movement? Yeah, page 26, I was on page 26. I didn't see it. Journey card, here we go. Arduous represents character work and terrain. While performing move, if the condition on the journey card are not satisfied, that card is discarded for no effect. Okay, and then the arduous journey is resolved instead. Okay, so we didn't do our journey card. We have to do the arduous, because we did go over that thing. Checks the shared edge between the terrain. Yes. 2 X's. If a path is obstructed. 1 energy. Okay, so there's just one additional energy. So that's not bad. All right. So we do still have 3 energy each. So I think we will go ahead and learn to mine here. I think it is going to cost us 1 extra. So it's going to cost us 2 energy. So we're going to do 2 energy to learn how to mine. So mining. All right. Gather mining tokens. Gather the 5 mining stones of each type based on the feature. That is in... that's in the codex. So where is it in this big old thing? I don't know. Bats are okay. I could become Batman. Bears, you can become Bearman. Or what's the guy on the Kodiak or whatever on what is it on in Marvel? There's a bear villain. I forget who he is. Mining chart 183 to 184. See, this is the big book here, David. 183 to 184. No, too far. Woo! So I know, David, you said you don't like app-assisted games, but like when you have a 200 and something page book. All right, mining chart. We are mining in a chasm. Oh no, hang on. No, that's not the chasm. Sorry, that one's not the one that can do it. She has to do it because the chasm's right there. So let's switch that. Give his energy back. She has to do it. All right. So a chasm. The current omen is this moon. So chasm, moon. You put your foot down on a soft spot and it becomes trapped in shifting clods of dirt. Now, that's not it. Where is my... Gather the 5 mining stones of each type based on the feature. Okay, where is it? I thought it was this chart. But this is omens. Where's my mining chart? Thought it was in here. Thought that's what the book said too. Alright, so I guess we're going back into the book. Some games should be computer games. Yeah, this game would definitely work well as a computer game. So let's go to mining. Yeah, there should be a mining chart. It should tell me what to grab. 49. 49. All right, here we go. So a chasm. A chasm. We are going to grab a 5 of each: clay, riverstone, and sunstone. So clay is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Riverstone is the gray ones. So 5 of those. And what was the last one? Sunstone? The red ones. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Thank you. And again, I mean, pet peeve. There was room on here to put that info. Like, there was definitely room on this player aid to put that info, right? It was the same as, what was the other thing I had to go look for? Oh, the encounter, like how many dice and all that stuff. Plenty of room to put that on here, right? So I don't know why they didn't. Instead, I had to go dig through a book again, especially for the mining. Like, that's bad that that's the only place it is in there. Or hang on, duh. No, it's not. Never mind. It's on this other player aid. Again, still feel like it should be on the mining sheet. There we go. I'm confused, though. Oh, it takes 2 actions to mine, so she's going to be exhausted. And then this is confusing. So it said 5 of each in the rule book. Here it's only showing 2 of each. Ah, clods of dirt. Clods of dirt. We just throw dirt at it. That'll solve the problem. All right. Player gathers all 5 mining tokens of each type available at the feature which is being mined as follows. Cave, 5 of each cloudstone, riverstone, and sunstone. 15 tokens total. Dried flats, 5 of each clay and sunstone. 10 tokens total. I'm confused. Because in the book, it shows 2 clay, 2, or in the player aid, it shows 2, 2, 1, for a total of 5. So which one am I supposed to go by, the book or the player aid? Yeah, I'm going to yeah, there's a chasm right here on the edge. So I'm mining in there. But now I have conflicting information between the player aid. See, the player aid, there's got icons here, which does not match the book. I'm gonna go with the book. Although, I mean, I would have the player out normally. No, I think it's just different. I think it's just different, but the specific quest is making me do the chasm. Probably because it doesn't want me to get certain things that you can get out of a cave. 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9. Cave gives you cloudstone, riverstone, sunstone. So it basically changes the clay to cloudstone. And the cloudstone is probably not usable in the tutorial, right? There are 5 tokens for each of the 4 types, each having 1 of 5 omens printed. When mining, a player draws from the bag, resolves the effects of the token. To perform a mine action, character spends 2 energy and depletes a hex. Then the player resolves the steps in order. Gather the mining tokens. It says cave, 5 each of the different ones. Right? Shuffle them together. Prepare the mining bag. Oh, okay. So okay, that's weird. All right, so it says gather them all. So you would gather them all, but it's just so you can randomize them and then put the number that's on the player aid into the bag. That's just kind of confusing because if you've just got them randomly in there, they're randomly in there already. So we are doing a chasm. So what did it say for a chasm? These are not dual layer boards. It's a chasm. So we're doing 1 sunstone. 1 sunstone. Tiny bag. Alright, so we take 1 sunstone, put it in there. Put the rest of it back. Take 1, or no, we take 2. Okay, 2. I don't know why I was doing that. Just close my eyes and grab 2. 2. Go in there. The others in back. And 2 of the riverstone. We'll just take 2, put them in there, put the others back. All right, good to go. Now we can start mining. Mining. So shuffle the mining tokens, prepare the bag without looking at the tokens, put each one in here, mine a token. Reach into the mining bag and pull out a token and gain 1 of the matching materials. So let me see what I want to aim for. So each of the stones is a shape, right? So we can kind of try to feel them out, kind of suss them out. So with clay, clay allows us to use fire and gives us a clay block. The sunstone allows us to turn it into like a polished stone. but we can use it for grinding. But you would need 2 of them to flip this over. All right, and then the regular rock, we'd need to break it, and then it turns it into like a pointy edge. So I don't know which one's the best for us right now. So mine a maximum of 3 times, repeating steps 4 and 5. So we're going to get 1. All right, so we have a regular rock. It is a moon, so that means we do need to resolve the codex. So this is where that mining page came in the codex. And I do not remember which page that was anymore. It was way back there, wasn't it? What was it? What page was it? It was like 150 something. 184. Probably should have left it open, but I was thinking, oh, I don't need this. No, you need this for the epochs if it matches where you are. 184. Nope, 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 nope. 188. Too far. No, not this time. Not Sunstone yet. All right. So 184. We were mining in a chasm. You put your foot down on a soft spot and it becomes trapped in shifting clods of dirt. Suffer 1 minor injury unless you have suffer minor injury unless you have a shovel. I do not have a shovel. All right. So let's put this up there. Hold on that for me, Fing Fang Foom. All right. Hopefully there's not another one of those in there. So that one, we don't have to do anything. And our third one is, oh, we got 1 of each, but dang it. Suffer another minor injury. So the question is, if I suffer a minor injury and I already had a minor injury, is that 2 minor injuries? Or does a minor injury turn into a major injury? That is a good question, Will. Thanks for asking it. Maladies and injuries, page 17. No, that's not maladies and injuries. How about we try page 18, Will? All right, maladies. Each character... the detail for maladies are presented on page 55. All right. So minor injury, major injury, minor injury. You already know that. Question is, if I have... Here we go. That's degrading. Gaining. Character specifies malady token already... Oh. Or flip it if they already have an existing minor. Okay. So it became a major injury. I was not smart enough. I had already gotten caught in this sand trap once, and I said, let's do it again. Well, let's do it again. All right, so we get us a... Do 1 of each. 1 of you, and 1 of you. Now, luckily, she's where we need to be. I need him to come home because I need to build us a nice little place to sleep tonight, because if I don't, we don't get to recover as much, which isn't the end of the world. It's just we'd have less activations the next turn. The problem is it wants me to gather water before I do that. And the thing is, it's going to take 2 actions to do that. It's going to take me an action to move back in here, which means we won't have action to build shelter. We're not building shelter this year, or this day. Now we're going to sleep out under the stars. All right, so we're going to flip this over. These stones will be crucial in tool making. Mining can be thirsty work, though, and your eyes turn back towards the marsh. It says lake, but you know, we've got to ad-lib a little bit here. All right. How punishing is the game? It's a survival game. You're going to die. So it's supposed to be like a civilization. You're building up your civilization. Some are going to die and so forth. As you age your character, they'll go young, old, and then become a legend. You'll be able to upgrade your characters, and then you'll be able to take these characters, and then when they become legends, you'll flip over their card, and you'll put the stats here. And then you can choose a legend for another player to kind of maybe be like a disciple of or be trained by. So you'll get some of their stats towards your character. Because you got to think, if it stays at 3, 3, 4, 6, and 5, 4, 4, 3, that's not doing too well. Especially if you rolled really bad and got a couple 1s and 2s, which I think we did during our tutorial. All right, so we are going to gather water. A character must gather water. Oh, hang on. You notice that the valley waterways flow with clean, cool meltwater from the glaciers. A character must gather water on the lake in your hex to perform by performing the action below. So it actually, we have to perform it here. So I do have to go back in there. And then we gain 2 water. All right. So it is... So one thing I was reading, it says it's a free action to move back into a space with your companion. And I remember something about that as well when we played through the prototype. But when I was looking at movement on here, it didn't mention that. Where was movement again? Where was movement again? Yeah, I thought there was you could move. And if you went back, like I said, if you went back. I mean, I've got to exchange goods with her anyways. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to build our shelter this turn. Let's go back to movement. Move, 25. 25. Base actions. Alright, here it goes. To resolve move action, takes your character, occupies, and characters not to spend any energy to begin a move, however, they may have to spend energy after moving. Oh, so actually earlier when he moved, he wouldn't have spent an energy. Oh no, that was, he would have only had the 1 energy he spent. Oh no, then he spent his other energy to forage. So he had 1 for his arduous journey, and then he spent 2 to forage. Yeah. Okay. Player wants to move their character to an adjacent unexplored hex, simply reveal the hex, move their miniature. I thought there was something about if you move to... That's the arduous journey. I don't see anything about that. I thought I saw it on the tutorial. Take the free movement. I thought I saw something in the tutorial that said, like, you get a free movement if you're going back to the person. But we do have to go back in here, which means we are crossing the chasm again. But first we need to do our journey card. We will do the journey card. Resolve if you are alone, otherwise resolve arduous journey, which we were going to have to do anyways. So, bloop. All right. So then as our last action, I actually can't even do the water this turn because she's going to need some food. So for my last action, we're going to do a trade and give her a piece of food. All right. So that was my last action. All right. So we've used up all of our actions. So now we are going to go to the night phase. So night phase. Check for perished characters. Nobody died yet, so we're still good there. Recover. You gain 1 for resting, or we gain 2 because it's a solo / 2-player game. There is a solo hardcore mode, like if you want to play true solo. Right? If we are fed, which we both are fed, so we get 1 there. Get 1 there. Right. And then hydrated. 1 for you, 1 for you. 1 there. on there. Good there. And then, whoa! Hydrated and then comforted. So to get the last one, we would need either a fire, which we can't know how to make a fire until they teach us how to make fire, or we have a shelter. So we basically just didn't get our last action because we didn't have a place to sleep. All right. Hunger and thirst. If you consume food and water, degrade one malady. If you do not, then suffer one. So we get to degrade one because we did. Perform the night actions. We have no night actions, no Z's. Degrade tokens. We have no tokens that degrade, so we're good there. Reconcile inventory. Basic reconcile inventory means that what is left in our bag must fit in our bag at the end of the night. So everything fits in our bag, so we're good there. And then resolve a night card. Yeah. Now this is where the not so good stuff right happens. It's hard to imagine survivors growing up not knowing how to make fires. Yeah, especially since they came from a glacial cold area. It's like, okay. Resolve if your hex has a forest, prairie, or wetlands. Otherwise, revolve tranquil night. Wetlands. I think we have wetlands. I think. So, wetlands. Oh, here we go. We have to use this player aid, sorry. Wetlands look like this, which is this little pond thing is a wetlands. So we do have wetlands. Means we have to resolve this card. Growling in the dark. A throaty rumble shakes the leaves nearby trees. What lurks behind the firelight? Test the green one. Whatever the green one is. Add +2 if you are indomitable, which he is. So he will get +2. So who has to resolve this? Oh, we pick somebody to resolve it, unless it says everybody resolves. So we're going to have him test. So we roll 1 die for a test. That is a 6. So guess what we get to do? More dice. That's a 3. So we have 6, 9, +4 is 13. And then we get the +2, 14, 15. So 8+, you sharpen your resolve, gain 1 to our might. Ooh, that's good. Where are my +1s? So here we go. So now we have upgraded our first things. Now we have 6 to our might, which will help us when we need to go fight some of those predators we're likely to find. Beyond Firelight, what haven't we made yet? I mean, technically, we went wandering off into the wilderness with no weapons either. I mean, David, if you think about it, like I had no weapons, no clothes, no nothing. We just kind of went through a glacier and said, "Hey, look, we're in this new wilderness. Let's settle here." So now our whatchamacallit, the omens have changed. Now the omens are on this card instead of this card. So now it is a cloud or a star is our current omens. All right. Resolve nice card. Increase resolve and challengements. So we increase our resolve by 1. And any challenge events, we don't do that yet. We're not at 4, so we're good to go there. Check population and the speaking one, which is that one over here. If population 0, 333. So I guess we get to read something. Here we go. Yay, we get to read something. 333. 333. Are we gonna have a baby? 333. All right. Unable to establish a foothold in the valley, too many of your people are lost to time amidst the rising snows. To survive, your people will need to take drastic actions. Resolve the first you're able. Flee the valley. If you're playing a campaign, remove all of your looming challenges. Add Exodus 2-year limit. Oh, no, wait a minute. Our people are at 8. Sorry. We don't get to read anything. Ignore that you heard me read that. Basically, that's if you hit 0, you can quit the game. I don't know if I could survive, but I would pick up a stick for a staff. And yeah, you would think. It's like, where's the first stick that I see? Let me whack you over the head with a stick. Did I put these stones back? No, I did not. Okay. All right. So that was our first day. So now we're going to go again. Oh. It didn't tell us to degrade these. I think we're supposed to degrade those each night. Oh, yeah, here it is. Rejuvenation. Yeah, we degrade these two. So this one goes away because it was at 1. This one, unfortunately, stays, which is kind of bad because I don't know. I mean, there could be a cave up here because this is our only cave. And we have to do the water here, which is going to make that more expensive as well. Explore the new tile. Dave says explore the new tile. Well, I do have to do the gather water here. So no matter what, this is going to get more expensive. So let's do the discover water while we're standing here. This all goes away. And then we'll go explore the new tile. All right. Man, that's going to make this really expensive to build the shelter. Because that's the next thing it wants us to do is build the shelter. Now the question is, does the plus 1 is just to the overall action. And each person can spend an action or can contribute an action to build the shelter. So it would be 4 total. Whoa. All right. She has less water, so I guess we will have her do the water. It's unfortunately going to cost her 2 to gain 2 water. All right, well, we don't need to do water for a while. Everybody's got water for a day or 2. All right. You return with fresh icy water. Okay, sure. Let's go ahead. All right, create a shelter. Caves aren't ideal for long-term dwelling, but they can make a good temporary encampments. By scouting and preparing a cave, you make a seasonal habitation. A character prepares a shelter in a cave by performing an action below. Spend 1 action, add a shelter token to the hex or upgrade token. Or upgrade a token to 2. Rulebook 58 for rules and shelters. Okay, so now I need to read something about the shelters because I think he can contribute when I do it. Because otherwise what would happen is, for her to make the shelter, it would cost 3 actions. Right? It would cost 3 actions to do that. And here's the thing is, that is like a mandatory unless you lucked out and got a chasm over here. But even that wouldn't have worked because if I got a chasm over here, it was, at least this one would be higher and not that one. That was probably not the best idea. All right. So yeah, let me read 58. Let me see if he can contribute while he's here or whether we have to do it as 2 actions. Because if we have to do it as 2 actions, that's going to be way too expensive to make a shelter. But again, we kind of need it to get our 5th action back. We also need to go hunting or fishing so we can, well, eat at the end of the night. Shelter. There's a 1 character shelter in the game. Character places shelter. They can upgrade the shelter. So I think when doing an action, they can contribute. So where is, or assist? Maybe we look for the word assist. No. No assist. Contribute? No contribute. Again, I could have sworn, I mean, again, I watched the official tutorial last night and I think the same thing. Why didn't this tile unexhaust deteriorate? It did, but it only goes down by 1. So degrade each token. So this one was a 1, so it gets removed. It's got an X at the bottom. This one flips over. So it was already a 2 because we did the first action here and then we did the mining here. So it was a 2, which is unfortunate. But I remember in the tutorial, and even in a playthrough I saw them make the shelter with both people and only use 2 actions. But maybe that's wrong. I mean, maybe both of them are wrong. Because, I mean, technically you're supposed to add the plus action each time you do it. And it says you have to do it first, and then you have to upgrade it. It's not like you can upgrade it during the turn by spending 2 actions. So really, it would cost you 3 actions to make it a level 2. One process. Where's actions? Let's set up characters and mantles, tests, melodies, inventory, terrain, game structure, activities, day. Here you go. Sharing. There you go. Day phase. When player takes an action, they either perform 1 action or pass. After passes, they can perform any more actions in the day phase. Continue taking turns, 1 player at a time. All players have passed. Player can take multiple turns in a row. Sharing food and water. Day actions in the game can perform the current phase. During day, characters perform basic actions and feature actions. Oh, there's basic and there's feature. Yeah, but prepare shelter is a feature action. Some actions also disrupt the area, depleting the hex. See depletion on page. The energy and depletion cost. Oh, okay. Hang on. Gather water. Gather water. Ugh. Gather water doesn't deplete. So what was the first thing we did? Okay, so not everything depletes. All right. Now I got it. Not everything depletes. So the first thing we did was fish. So fishing did deplete it, right? Then we foraged up here, which depleted that. Then we mined down here, which did deplete that. And then we gathered water, which wouldn't have depleted it, but was already there. Yeah. That doesn't help me. That didn't help me. We were still in the same boat. Because it would have then still gone down to 1. Because everything I did depleted that turn. Character can perform basic actions regardless of location on the map. However, to perform a feature action, you must be on a hex with that specific feature. Move. Journey. Question is, does the depletion token... Maybe that's why. Maybe the depletion token only... impacts. So let's go to depletion. See if they have another definition for depletion. The depletion token might only impact if you have to do an action that would deplete the resources. So deplete 59, deplete tokens. Okay, so 59. Let's go look at depletion. Because I've seen like a couple playthroughs and everybody just like spends 2 tokens. I'm thinking depletion tokens are only impacting when you're doing something on a feature. Character calls bound. Yeah, depletion. Depletion tokens is double-sided. Indicate the severity of depletion and the amount of additional energy required to gain the resources. Okay, so it's to gain resources. The game effects instructs the players to deplete a hex, and there's no depletion, then you add one. Game effects instructs the player to deplete a hex, and there's already one, you flip that to the 2. Game effects instructs the player to deplete a hex, and there's already a major depletion on a hex. Do not place any further depletions, but resolve all other parts. Performing actions on depleted hex. When you perform a forage, fish, or mine action, they must increase the cost of it. Okay, so yeah. All right, so if you do an action that would add a depletion, then you have to pay the extra cost. We're good now. We're good now. That makes sense. Okay. So. Yeah, so she did the water. So that did cost her 1 extra because we were in here. And then she's going to deplete the water. All right. So that's what she did first. Now, I guess we're just not going to move her. We'll have him go get food and come back. So she's going to go ahead and use her other 2 actions to create the shelter. She's not our hunter. She's our wise woman. So she is going to hang out and build a nice little place for them to go to sleep tonight. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. All right. So he is going to go up here because David told us to. That is a lot of vinage going on up there, David. I don't know what you got us into. So, resolve our journey card. Resolve. Disorienting fog. Despite your claims to the contrary, you are quite lost. Test. That's his lowest ones. To find your way. Add +2 if you have a map. We don't. Add +4 if there's an outpost in your hex. There isn't. Okay, so. Disorienting fog. That's a 4. 4 + 3 is 7. You end up in an unexpected place. Lose 1 action. See rulebook page. Place, lose 1 action, and flee. Flee, I think, means I go to another tile, if I'm not mistaken. I think I just get to go to a tile. I don't have to worry about like the arduous journey because it already kind of made me. It forced me to flee, or it already forced me to lose an action. Fleeing, some effects in a flee, character would take their manager place on a randomly selected adjacent tile, which is determined by rolling a die. When a character flees, they do not draw a journey or a card. All right, so it's randomly selected tile, which I imagine that would count. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd stay where I am. I fleed right back to my own tile, I guess. All right, we have lots of stuff we can do in here, though. We have water. We have foraging. We don't need water. We could go fishing, or we could go foraging. I think fishing is the safer bet to get food. So we are going to go fishing. So we're going to spend 2 actions, 2 fish, 1 and a 2. We are going to exhaust this tile. We're going to shuffle our fishing deck again. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. All right. So, we have lots of fish. Fish, water, stone, stick, and a vine. Guess it goes this way with the numbers on the bottom. All right, so we need the fish. We have to eat. Unfortunately, it's only 1 fish. So one of us isn't eating today. And unfortunately, I think I need to give it to her. Well, but the problem is it says we can't trade. It says we can trade at any time, but we can only trade when we are in the same tile. So I guess she's not going to eat. But we do have lucky, so maybe we can get a lucky strike. All right, we'll see. Maybe we can get a lucky strike. Maybe I get a multiplier. Yeah, there is a plus multiplier too. You're right. All right, so we have a 4, a 4, a 2, and a 3. I need to try to get this one. Now, did I do that wrong? Am I supposed to add all? I think it's just what's inside of the single square. That kind of sucks. All right, what page is fishing? I don't know why I keep going to the front. The front doesn't help me ever. Fishing, 38. I think it's a single square. That's why there's double squares and single squares. Okay. Roll the dice, assign. Player assigns dice strike zone. Each small zone can have a single die, double die. Here we know that. As a mishap or a lucky, the character suffers the penalty or mishap or gains the additional materials luck during step 6. Step 6. No. There you go. Resolve strikes. During this step, the player resolves each strike zone as it has dice assigned to it. So it's each strike zone. Resolve strike zone. Player compares the combined value of the dice and the difficulty of the current of their choice that crosses through that strike zone. Combined dice is equal to the value. The character succeeds at the strike zone, gains the indicated stock. Otherwise, the character fails the strike zone. If you have a luck icon, if we're in a wetland, what are we fishing on? Technically, we get a fish on anything. We have a river, you gain 1 additional water. A lake, you get a fish. A wetland, you get a fiber or a wood. If we can succeed on the lucky one. If we fail, we're going to get diseases and all kinds of crazy stuff. Same thing. I don't know why. This is another one of those ones where what the bad thing is not on the fishing player aid. It's in the book. So to know what the bad things are, you got to go back to the book. This is not a lake, unfortunately. That is a wetland. So we cannot get extra fish. We're only going to get the 1 fish. The river, what did it say the river was going to give us? Are we fishing or playing baseball strike zones? A little bit of both. A little bit of both. I'm gonna take a stick that I don't have. I'm gonna hit a rock. I'm gonna smack the fish in the head. That's my thematic thought process there. All right, go back here. So yeah, I don't know why. Same thing. I don't know why this is not on the fishing card. Like these things, they should be on the fishing card, or they should be on the terrains. Like I yelled about that with the mining, but like here, it doesn't have the items for. Oh, there they are. I keep yelling about it, but it's here. It's here. It's here. I'm gonna stop complaining about things in the rulebook. Yeah, it tells us. So we have a wetland. Yeah. So it's a wetland, a marsh. Yeah. So if we lucky, we get a stick or a vine. If we are unlucky, we have to suffer a malady. This here. So this the green malady, which is like a poison or something. Something bit us. All right. We need the fish. We need the fish. So 4. I mean, my biggest die is a 4. That's the only problem. My biggest die is a 4. There's no doubles. The only doubles are these. So we'll put the 4, this is my biggest one, in the lucky strike. And we have to hope. I guess we'll put my next 2. We can either do it, I can either do it in the water, water in the blue stone, or I can do it in the stick in the vine. I think I'd rather have the stick in the vine. And then as a backup, why would you ever put one there? I guess if you wanted to resolve that twice, I guess. Just a 2. We'll put it, this is the crossroads, so it actually crosses the blue and the yellow, the white. I highly doubt that's going to succeed on either one of those. It's a 2. But we can see. We can see. All right, let's see what happens. Draw this. Everything is pluses. Yay! All right, so this one is 4 plus 1 is 5. No. This one is 4 plus 1, 5. No. So that one failed. This one is 4 plus 1, 5. Fail. This one is blue. 4 plus 3, 7. 7. We succeeded on that one. So we get a stick and a vine. There is our vine. That is not going to feed us tonight. And there's our stick. Hey, but we have a stick and a vine. We might be able to make a bow and arrow. But I do need to prepare this with a fire and a sharp tool. And I need, or a cutting tool. And this one I need to prepare with a cutting tool. So she has all of the tools. That is not going to make a cutting tool. This will make a cutting tool. So to make this cutting tool, she would need a smashing tool, which is the blue one. So we need to get a blue stone. We would need to polish it with the polishing stone. That'll give us the smashing stone. Then we can use the smashing stone to smash this stone. Then we can use this stone to convert that. Yeah. All right. So we need a blue stone next. All right. Next goal is to get a blue stone, I guess. All right. Fishing is done. I have one left. So I guess we're going to move. We're going to hope it's not a bad movement. So that way we're at least at the shelter. We're going to move back down here. We're going to hope it's not bad. Resolve if your hex has moraine, glacier, or mountain. Otherwise, resolve an arduous journey. What is a moraine? Oh, it's just like a valley. There are no glaciers in this zone, so we're good there. We're never gonna have that. Or mountain, which mountains are pretty identifiable. They're the gray ones. This almost looks like the back of an animal. Looks like his spine on like a shell or something. Actually, it looks like he does have a face down there. That's not good. That's not good. Short of melting metal, a bow is not an easy to craft weapon. Well, yeah, because either that or you got to make arrowheads, right? So arduous journey. So it didn't matter. I didn't have anything to share with her anyways. So what it is. All right. So we did create shelter. Forgot we created shelter. So I needed to complete this earlier. Your improvised shelter lets 2 people rest in comfort, but at least it will provide a break against the wind if you decide to rest. Oh, it only lets. That's kind of weird. This says it only lets 2 when you have to upgrade it to a 2. It's like telling you a shelter can store 2 people. So if you're playing a higher player count game, they have to go find their own cave. There was one more cave here. So technically we could have gone up there and make a shelter as well. All right. Gain If you haven't, oh, hang on, we completed Survive the Night. Sorry. We completed this earlier when we survived the night. A new day begins. For future reference, the player reference card contains an abbreviated version of the steps of the night phase. Add explored your surroundings. We should have had that in play during this turn. We did this. It says if you haven't completed Survive the Night, you must undertake that goal to progress. So yeah, we had already done that. This would have already been in play from when we survived the night. Now that you have found sources of water, established shelter, you must take stock of your surroundings in this strange new place. The character can move into an adjacent hex by performing the move action. Follow the rules on page 25 to move into each unexplored. Okay, so we had to go into the other unexplored hex. This goal will be completed when the hex has been explored. So again, we did that this turn. You have made a survey of the area and now have a good sense of the terrain around the place you arrived. Gather resources to your goals. Gather resources. To thrive in this new place, you need to acquire more resources. Fortunately, this valley has many materials available, but you'll have to work to get them. The character can gain materials from foraging, mining, and other things. This goal is completed when the characters, as a group, have 2 wood. We have 1 wood. 1 fiber. We did get our 1 fiber, so that's good. 1 sunstone. We have 1 sunstone. 1 riverstone. We have that. And 1 cloudstone. Oh, it's got a picture. So we actually need to get another wood. That was actually good. What we did when we were fishing actually worked out to our advantage because we need that to finish this quest. All right. Night phase. Nobody died. Yay! Recover. So we each get to recover 2 because we are playing solo. And then we get to drink water. Whoop, whoop. So we each get 1 there. And then we didn't get any food. We do get 1 per shelter. So we're still 1 short, so not having food wasn't too bad today. If you consume food and water, we didn't do both, degrade 1 malady. If you did not consume any food or water, any, meaning either one. Now, if you're playing on a higher difficulty, you have to do both or more bad things happen. In this one, you had to do one or the other. And luckily we did water. So we're good. Night, no night. Degrade food tokens, no. Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate the earth. Get rid of you. The earth, she shall rejuvenate. Boop. Boop. All right. Get rid of our injury. That's good. That injury didn't last too long. Resolve night card. Reconcile inventory, we're still good. Degrade the fire. We don't have a fire. We could also, if we had a fire, we can actually feed it wood and make it last longer. Oops, forgot. Nope, we haven't done that yet. So actually, we can't even make this stick until we have a fire. So the game better teach me how to make fire. It's got to process materials, so it's going to actually have us process the stuff that it's having us gather. All right, so resolve a night card. In the jungle, the crazy. No, actually, we're in the glade, aren't we? In the glade. Bows a shaved stick, cordage. Arrow needs a straight stick, arrowhead, fetching glue and some tiny thread. Glue is modern times. Build an arrowhead, and then you got to do the fletching around the end of the head to tie it to the stick. Do any of that wrong, and either the bow or the arrow snaps, and the arrow goes like, yeah. I remember. Yeah, you had to make sure, like, because I remember when I was a kid trying to make them, you had to make sure that you want green wood, nice green wood, so it has some elasticity a little bit, but it needs to be like strong. So if you don't have the right type of wood, and then same thing, if your arrow is not a hardwood and straight, then you're right, it veers off as well. Solo, wonder. Okay, so that one said solo as well. Ooh, I forgot. At the top it tells us. All right, resolve. If your hex has a river, lake, or wetland, yes, it does. We have to resolve. Calming stars. The stars twirl in the surface of the strange waters you behold. We know she's going to be doing this one because we need to test our eyeball. Test eyeball to find familiar patterns. See tests in the rulebook. Add +1 if you are attuned, +2 if you have a talisman. We do not. All right, so we are going to roll a test. We already have 6. And we got 4, which is all we need. Because 10 plus. Patterns of the universe. Gain +1 to... Ooh, she needs... She's not very high on that one. So +1 on that one. Yeah. And then add 2 wonders. I forget what wonders are. So now I need to go look up wonders. All right, let's go look up wonders. Wondrous. Wondrous, wondrous, wondrous. One only wonders what goes on in the world. Oh, forgot we needed to increase that. I forgot to do that. When did I need to do that? Oh, no, I do it at the very end. That's why we haven't done it yet. Wonders or mystery tokens, 60. It's a mystery. Mysterious. So mysterious. Mystery tokens. Mystery tokens represent a phenomenon. There are 10 double-sided tokens. Omen on one side. Are not in use. These tokens are kept face down in a pile. Select player to mystery on a hex. Randomly select a token. Alright. After a character enters a hex that has a mystery token, they must confront that mystery. Additionally, if a mystery token is placed in a hex that already contains one or more characters, the players must choose one character in the hex to immediately confront that mystery. To confront a mystery token, a character flips and reveals the omen. If the omen does not match the current omen, add 1 lore. If the omen matches a current omen, refer to the mystery chart in the codex that corresponds to the omen for the region of the valley. After confronting a mystery, its token is returned to the supply of mystery tokens face down. Okay, so we have to resolve both of these mystery tokens right now. All right, so she found them. She's doing it. Your fault. We have these. You're doing it. Whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. All right, star. Star is our current thing. So we go to the codex. We do not gain that. We gain Zish. All right, mystery chart is 185 to 188. Holy cow. All right, 185 to 188. All right. Well, the 185 doesn't count. All right. So it was a star, right? A star. Star, Verdant Vale, Skyreach Plateau, Starlit Sea, the Tangle, Volcanic Waste, Glacier Cap. Where are we at? We are in the Impact Site, Ancient City. Those have hex numbers. We're not in the Volcanic Wastes. Are we in the Tangle? Is that what this is called? This expansion is called the Tangle. Yeah, using the Tangle is the starting point. Okay, so we are in the Tangle. So the Tangle with a star. A glimmer of starlight on the water leads you to an unexpected shortcut through the twisting waterways of the Tangle. Place your character in any other hex in the Tangle without drawing a journey card. You must choose a hex with a river if able. Alright, so we can go to any other hex. So I don't think it really matters. We'll just go up to this one, I guess. Sure. Alright. That's what happened. I saw the stars, and I just started following them, and I aimlessly walked off into the mountains. All right. And then he's going to, since he's the only one left here, he's going to reveal that one. That is not the same. So that is going to make this go up by 1. Now, the only thing is, that's the only problem with having them in here. It's kind of hard to do random. It'd be like, okay, I got to take them all out. Got to put them all inside of the thing and put them back. Now, I don't know what these tokens are used for. So I'm not sure what these are used for. They're the characters, and there's a couple of each, or there's 2 of each for each of the characters. So I'm not entirely sure what these are used for. I'm guessing we'll find out later. I don't know. A sling, staff, or club are easy to make. Made of natural materials, but yeah. Okay, but it's only one of a dozen things you need to do for a bow and arrow. A sling, a staff, or club is easy to make by comparison, even if the axe or knife is easier. Yeah. And that's with this one, you never know what you're going to get, because I remember when we played this the first time, I'm like, are we going to get what we think we're going to get? Maybe not. All right, so we are on day number 3. Day number 3. So we need to gather more resources. We need to get another stick. It is very expensive for him to do a stick. So he could go up there with her. Either way, we're both going to have to come back down. So I think the problem is if we're both, here's the thing, if we're both in the same tile, then it costs us twice as much anyways, right? To do all of the actions we might want to do. So it's like the game kind of wants you to be separate and then come back together at night. But you have to make sure you always keep one. You don't have to. If you don't have the energy when you move and come back and then something bad happens, you'll just take a minor injury. So we need food. So let's have him go hunting. Let's have him go hunting. Just because, why not? So we're going to have him go hunting. So to go hunting, we need our deck of cards. I guess that's the question. Do I want to journey and hunt over here? Or do I just pay the extra? Do I pay the extra? Because if I go over this chasm, I'm going to have to pay the extra. If I go up here, no 4 tile inventory. No, there'll be a card that'll tell us to add another tile and then add more tiles to it. So that somewhere in the events it'll tell us to do that. Yeah, I think no matter what, I'm going to be spending an energy, right, to do anything. The difference is if I go here, I may have to spend an energy here, depending on what the journey card is. And then I'll spend 2 to do my action there. And then I'll make this higher. And then I'd have to come back and possibly spend another energy. This is why you need all 5. I've got water, so I don't have to do any water. Maybe I'll find a stick while I'm foraging. I think no matter what, I'm spending 3. But then I'll have 1 energy I don't use, which is fine. I can pass and not use it. I could also use it to trade. Actually, I'll need it to trade with her when she comes back. Yeah, I think we're just going to stay here. So we're going to spend 3. We're going to spend 3. We need to shuffle our glade deck. Journey won't exist. No, I don't. You can't. Nothing exhausts the shelter. It's there for basically for the game. Eventually, we will have to build a settlement. So if I would have started from the new instead of this tutorial, which I guess it's good I did the tutorial because I had a lot of stuff I had to look up again, which just means I've got to play this again sooner rather than later, so I don't forget it all again. And that's David. I know we had talked about before in a stream, right? It's like, okay, do I play? Right? Do I play all the way through a campaign, right? And that's the only game I play every, say, Wednesday until I'm done it. That's the best way to keep, everything fresh in your head, right? Is to do that. But then that's the only thing I'm doing, and people may or may not like that. I know, for example, Rob's gaming table, that's what he does. But this is what Rob's gaming table does. He plays board games, right? So I don't know. I mean, like some games I'd like to play and I'd like to at least finish the campaign, but if I'm only playing it once every 2 or 3 months, you're never going to get it done. And a game like this is way too big for me to do during my lunchtime stream, right? It's just too big. All right, so we have 2 cards. No matter what, we're going to have a fight on our hands. I am at 6, and I think I need a 12 or greater to defeat them. I'd prefer I'd prefer the game that doesn't fight back. That's what I would prefer. There we go, foraging. I prefer a game that doesn't fight back. Yeah, so I need a 12 plus to slay them. Anything less than a 12, I'm barely going to escape. If I retreat, nothing happens. But I basically wasted my actions. All right, let's do this one because it gives us the most options. All right. So here we would get our vine and a tree, but again, we'd have to get all the way back there again. We do have the fish in the background again. In the front, we would gain a, I don't know what that one is. I'm guessing it's just a regular nut. Yeah, I think it's just a regular nut or berry when you do that one. I'll have to look that one up. I think it's a nut or berry. Oh, no, it's a stick. It's a stick. I don't know what it is. Looks like a stick. It's a root. Okay, it's a root food. So this is still food. It's just a root. But it does degrade. All right. So we got the fish in the... Oh, man. See, this would be perfect. Look, we got the fish in the front. And we got the fish in the middle. That'd give us lots of fish. He ran away to the back. This one, he has a bone. We do have the tree in the front. This gives us our tree if we wanted to go trees and get our other stick. So let's do that one. That gives us our tree and our other stick. So we need a tree in the middle. Looking for a tree in the middle. Tree in the middle. Tree in the middle. Yes to Marvel United, but it's simple enough you don't have to play it often. Yeah, and that's, I think, the other thing too, right? It's also an argument for culling more games. How's Marvel United an argument for culling more games? So here's the thing with me with like a lot of campaign games. Like if I make it through the whole campaign, I would probably cull the game. Although I'm half hesitant on like ones that were like really popular because of course, you know, they'll probably make an expansion. It's like, well, now I just got rid of the entire base game. I'd have to get the whole thing over again. But I guess if I liked it enough, it wouldn't matter. Right, there's our middle tree. Woohoo! There's our middle tree. So we're going to stop. Although our buddy did come out. The problem is we have no tracks. So we wouldn't be able to get to either one of these. We'd be pulling a lot more cards. So he's getting not the food. She now needs to get the food and bring it back. And she's going to be probably fishing because she doesn't fight. She's got a 3 for fighting. All right. So we start in the front. We get a stick, another stick, another stick, another vine. The middle one, I don't see anything on that one, so that's just another stick. Got a bag full of sticks. And then the one on the very back, since we use this one from the front, we use this one here, which is another stick and another vine. So here's the thing. All this has to fit in my bag at the end if I want to keep it all. Which should. I think I got plenty of room. And another vine. All right. Look at all that. Look at all of that. Oh, with fewer games, you play them more often. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the only problem, and again, this is, I think, the difference, David, of like channels, right? And YouTube and how it works. I barely get time to play games offline. Maybe when Lucita gets older, right? She'll be like, oh, I want to play a game, you know, after I get off work, right? And I can set up a game. We can play a game, a quick game or something for like an hour or two. I usually get off, and luckily right now they're still letting me work remote. They better not make me go back to office right now because, like, I might have mentioned this before, but like gas, I filled up the other day. I didn't realize it hit $4. Like, I have no clue because I don't need to go to work anymore. So the only time I fill up is every once in a while because I have a hybrid. And so every once in a while when I have to, and that might have been months before it went up to $4. But I went to visit my parents for my birthday a couple weekends ago and was like, wow, what happened? Then I remembered there was a war because we don't watch news. We don't want to know. We just don't want to know this stuff. Not to say we want to be oblivious, but we just don't want to know these things. So, but yeah, so I don't know, right? You know, if I got off around 5, 6, Lucita's older, right? Play an hour or two game, we could get through some campaign games. This is my only gaming table. So like those bigger games or even a game like this, I can't leave it set up anymore because I need it to film. And like I said, so okay, let's play it on the channel. The nature of the YouTube beast is it doesn't want you to play the same thing over and over unless you have an audience that likes to watch you play through the whole campaign. Which, David, I think you're one of those individuals, right? You're fine with watching somebody play through a campaign to get the story, than maybe buying the whole game yourself, right? Yeah, too much negativity is a downer. Playing games is a better life. Yeah. All right, so we've completed this, right? We have the number of resources we need. So we go here, immediate. Your hard work has paid off and you've gathered several useful resources. Add process materials to your goals. All right, process materials. In order to make advanced tools, you have to figure out how to shape, cut, or break down materials you find for more useful components, or into rudimentary tools themselves. A character can take the process action to use any tool icons in their inventory to flip material tokens with the corresponding icon. This goal is completed when the characters as a group have shaped one cloudstone, one flaked river stone, and one woven fiber. So, to do a crafting action does take an action. So in order for us to do this, she's going to have to do some actions. But before we do that, we want her to fish up here because it's cheaper. He made this more expensive. So we want to fish up here because it's cheaper. So she's going to go fishing for an action. I'm sorry, she's going to go fishing for 2 actions. Fishing is expensive. It is tiring. Oh, you won't normally watch me game. No, I get that too. I get that you're supporting me and keeping me involved for an entire week of Extra Life. I fully get that, David. Yeah. What I mean is, like, whenever I do some of the story games, it seems like you seem to enjoy like those stories. Like when I did the Lost ones, right? You seem to have enjoyed the story itself. So we're gonna fish. Fishy, fishy, fishy. All right. So nope, not that side. This side. Ooh, we got a fishing times 2. Fishing times 2. All right. Unfortunately, the fishing times 2 requires a 5 and the double has a failure. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what she can do. Theme is better than abstract and Euro. So we want to try to pass this with everything we got. So we're going to put 9 there. I know we're not going to be able to pass it with a single dice because we don't have any 5s. So that's fine. All right. Oh, that's a new symbol. We have a bone and a skin. We have water and a vine. The water and vine is a 3, right? We have a 4. That goes up through here. This one crosses both. Question is, do I do 5 here, hoping the water and the vine is only a 2? And put the 4 here, hoping that the cloth gets a -1. Or do I put the 4 and the 3 here, which would be 7, and it's lucky, which would give us a bonus. Let's go for the bonus. Let's go for the bonus. I don't think we're going to get it. We're going to go for the bonus. And we're gonna hope we get a -1 on the on the water. That's what we're going for. All right. So, of course it's just a bunch of +2s. All right, so we though are lucky, because that's +2, that is 7. So that one's striked. We get 2 fish. We needed those fishies. Oh, we did not eat the fishies yet, so we can give him a fishy. All right, so that's good. Go through here. The white is a +2. So 5, 6, 7. Oh, hang on. We're going to do this one. This one fails all the way around. It doesn't matter. That one fails. This one, though, is another success. So that is 7. That is 7. That was a success. That was a lucky success. We get to find out what do we get with our luck. We are fishing on a marsh. Or fishing on a river or a marsh. So on a river, we would get water. On a marsh or wetlands, we would get a stick or a sinew. I think we'll go ahead and do the water, because then I can give it to him. Because then we'll both have 2 water and we don't have to worry about water next turn. All right, so we're going to get the water. I would probably say, and these don't need to fit when you're playing through. You can just throw it all on here. Sinew. Sinew? Sinew. Sinew. Now you've got me questioning myself, David. All right, so we get our leather. We need a drill and a knife. And then we get our bone. Oh, these are big items. Luckily, we're going to be eating some food before the next day. I mean, technically, I can make it all fit in my bag. So this is one thing I mentioned during when we did the prototype, is I wish the bags were more asymmetric, and I wish the characters themselves, their class, had some asymmetry. But it looks like they didn't do any of that. I do remember like the shelter and about that, and I do think they fixed that. Or again, maybe I just missed the rule when we did the prototype playthrough. But yeah, Audrey actually said she really liked this one too. I mean, I like this one. This one, again, could be just a nice casual play. I mean, yeah, there's a survival aspect in it, but water goes in the girl, not the guy. Oh, yep, you're right. We haven't traded it yet. We'll have to trade it when she gets back down here. All right. So we are going to need 1 action to trade, although he has that 1 action. So she has 2 actions left, but I need 1 to come back. That is if we're saying that she's going to hit something bad. So on that terrain, is there anything that I can do while she's there? Worst case, we take an injury and we lose it at the end of the turn. Worst case. Well, don't run away from me. Where'd my other book go? I'm like, where's my other book? I got like 12 books here. There it is. Come here, other book. I need this one. Tells me what terrains I've got. All right. So, I have a sprawling roots. I have a glade. I don't know if this counts as a glade as well, or this is the only glade. This is probably the only glade. Wetlands. I'm trying to figure out what she can do. She has a river. There's no lake. I don't know if this counts as a... It says river, but I don't know if this counts as a mountain. Probably not. So I was trying to see, is there anything she can mine for up there? Mountain, no. Chasm, no. Moraine, no. Cave, no. It's too expensive to have her mine down here. Dried flats, no. So she can't mine. I could have her fish again, or I could have her forage. I could have her just gather more water, too. Yeah, because I can't mine. There's nothing there for me to mine. In real life, Sinew is valuable, but it lay the game how you want based on current quests. Yeah. Well, once we start discovering items, then you can be like, okay, I need a particular resource. So yeah. Well, right now we don't know what items we need for the resource. Oh, wait. She needs to do this. She needs to complete the quest. Sorry. Now the question is, if I process, can I process as many things as I want? I think I can. I think when you process, is there a, no, there is no process clarity. I think when you process, you can process as much as you want, but I'll need to trade first because I need to get some stuff from him. That's right, I forgot she needed a process. 28. All right. The process action allows to process up to 3 resources, such as tough foods or materials. Processing tough foods prepares them for consumption. Processing materials can make them into more tools. All right, so we can process 3, which is, I think, what the card wants us to do anyways. Yeah, process 3 things. All right, so we're going to process first. Perform process, 1 energy, process up to 3 resources, 1 at a time by choosing the resource. Character must satisfy all of the requirements. Processing multiple resources. During a single action, the character can process up to 3 tokens 1 time. The character chooses to process multiple tokens of the same action. A different tool icon must be used for each resource that is being processed. The exception is fire. Okay, so I can't... If I want to, for example, if I want to crush 3 things, I need 3 crushing stones to do it. All right. So I need the vines from him. So we're going to have to move first then. Do our journey card. Resolve if your hex has a chasm. Yeah, it does. Unsure footing. If you make your way down an incline to a stone beneath your foot gives way, leaving you teetering on a sharp edge. Test. Ooh, that is not a good test for her. That is not a good test for you. Add +2 if we have a walking stick. We do not. That is a 3. Plus her 3 equals 6. That wasn't too bad, I guess. Skid down the slope, scrape your leg on a sharp rock, suffer 1. Ooh, that wasn't as bad. It was actually slightly better than I thought it was going to be. I don't lose an action, oddly enough. But I do get a River Stone. River Stone is the red one? Yeah, River Stone's the... No. What color is the River Stone? What color is the River Stone? Can I complain about the player aids again? Oh, what color is the River Stone? I think it was the... I want to think it was the red one. Nope, that's the wrong book, Whittle. I think it's the red one. Foraging. Where's mining? There we go. Riverstone is the dark gray one. Riverstone. Dark gray one. Alright, so she gets a Riverstone. She gets another Riverstone. Alright. So I fell and got a blue or gray, not red. Okay, yeah, the red was the Sunstone. I just closed the book again. Yeah, alright. So, now, that didn't cost me an action though, because this would tell me to do Arduous Journey if this wasn't a bad card. So we didn't have to spend the action Arduous Journey. So she's going to spend an action, or he can't do anything else, so he's going to spend an action to trade. I don't think they call it trade. I think they call it pack and unpack. Page 27. Oh, exchange is a trade. Pack and unpack allows a character to freely pack and unpack items in inventory to better prepare themselves for future endeavors. Oh, these are your items. Sorry, pack and unpack your items. So it's exchange. Exchange counter spends 1 energy. They choose one other character. 2 characters exchange any number of... I want to make sure it was any number. And you can pack and unpack items as they exchange. And then there's an outpost. They can do it without the energy. Okay. There is no outpost. I just hit my glasses. With some hot water, I'll make my tea Turing. Tea Turing? Tea Turing. All right, so she needs... Let's give him this. She'll take a stick and a vine. Actually, she can do 3 things, right? So we already know we need to do the blue one. Oh, hang on. We didn't have a blue one. Where'd my blue stone go? Oh, we didn't have a blue stone yet. Dang it. I missed that. We didn't have a blue stone. We had clay. Dang it, we're not on this one yet. I messed up. That's fine. We'll have to do it on our next turn. That's fine. We're gonna have to trade to make room anyways. I screwed up. I thought I had a blue one. I didn't have a blue one. All right, well, we know we're going to use this on the end of the turn. So let's put our water down here. She's also going to give him a fish. Put the water up in the... There we go. That's why it's got this little thing. So you can put the water up in there. All right. So she's going to be the one crafting. So we know we need... this, although she'll get a stone, she'll get the blue stone, which isn't a problem. Should I? So 2 vines, 3 sticks. He doesn't have any stone. He's got 1 stone to do something with a stick. We don't have enough stones really to, split 50-50. Think that's what we're gonna do. So and we don't have 3 actions to do this. She's gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. She's gonna get more back. So what can I do as a free action that isn't gonna need that? I mean, I can craft, even though I don't know how to craft. I mean, technically I can craft. You can do gather more water. Well, that costs 1, so it's still, again, I would need 3. Oh no, gathering water doesn't require exhaust. It doesn't use this. It's only fish, forage, and mine. I really need to mine. Really need to mine. I don't think there's anything else I can do with her. No, I mean, there's nothing else I can do, so. No crafting concern. No, because, I mean, I don't... The problem is it says I need to have these specific items. So, I don't know how to craft yet, right? Because that's the whole point of the tutorial. I don't know how to craft yet. I know how to craft because I played the game, but you don't know how to craft yet, according to the tutorial. So, we'll just have to go into night phase. There's nothing else I can do about it. We'll have her craft next turn, though, after she mines. So, first thing, nobody died. Regain our 2 for the turn. So actually, I'm wondering if I want to make her do both. Oh, to make this go down, we have to do both anyways, right? Yeah. So I don't... Yeah, so that's fine. Then she got food and water, or she gets 2. She's eating the food and water. She gets her last one. He's got a food and water. He's inside the shelter. Fishies, water, water. All right. This goes to 1. This goes away. Ba ba ba. Degrade. Nothing to degrade. Fire. No fire. Reconcile inventory. We're good. It all fits. Resolve a night card. Buenas noches. Oh, well. That's fine. Yeah, the blue stone was in the river to the north. Until I have to go back through the fishing deck or the glade cards, which have been shuffled. But we can go here to this cave. We have to go, or we can either spend an extra to do the chasm while we're here, so it would cost us 3 actions, or we can try to cross the cavern and do it for 2 actions, and it would cost us 1 action possibly as well. Or we could hope we could go here, not get something bad, and go here, not get something bad, because again, movement is free. Movement is free. You just have to draw that journey card. All right, dream, solo, resolve. Primal vision. In your dream, you perceive the world through an ancient beast's senses. Primal instincts begin to flood your mind. Choose one and resolve it. Embrace the primal mind. If no behemoth's mark is on the primal cave wall, read 594. Turn to outcome 594 in the codex and read it. Otherwise, gain a +2. Okay, well, there is none, so we'd have to do that part. Maintain your sense of self. Lose 2 and place a mystery token in a randomly selected adjacent hex. Well, I'd rather read some flavor text, so let's go ahead and do that. So it says, if no behemoth mark is in the cave wall, read 594. So we need to read some stuff. We need to experience some things because we have roughly 15 minutes because I need to tear this down and get set up for the 12 o'clock stream. And probably read a rule book again. I've not played Kinfire in a little while, so let's read this. Let's keep going. So what was it? 594. 594. Within your mind's eye, you see a spreading canopy of trees from above. You are atop a vast mountain. The world lurches forward, and the thunder of your footfall shakes the canopy. You have taken the form of a beast of unthinkable scale, striding across the landscape in pursuit of primordial instincts. The trees scatter like leaves as you stomp through the forest. You awaken covered in sweat. A dreadful certainty lingers in your mind. Somewhere, at some great distance, this beast treads forward with purpose. Choose one and resolve it. Outcomes. Uh-oh. Where are my outcomes? Oh, 594, continue. Reach out for the unfamiliar mind. There's at least one behemoth mark in... There's one behemoth without its mark on the primal cave wall. Randomly select one of those behemoths. Illustrate the saga of the primal mind on the primal cave wall, including the behemoth's mark and the mystery mark. Add 3 feet, gain +2 and to my might. Seek knowledge of this behemoth. Now you may spend 3. We don't have that, so we can't do that. All right. So what it's talking about is, where did I put them? Well, get back here. I don't know where I put them. I think I put them in here. Do you want to continue this instead of swapping games? I mean, I could. But I mean, I think I'm almost done. I mean, this is all that's left. I just have to do the crafting and then make a tool. So I don't know how long that would take. I guess we'll see. We can see. All right. I honestly, I mean, here's the thing, David. I'm like, I'm not sure if I really care for Kinfire. It's something that is in danger of being culled anyways. It's here. All right. So it said we were supposed to. There's at least one behemoth without a mark. Where are my behemoth cards? Dang it! I gotta find them. I keep losing this one piece of paper. It keeps just sliding over the back. All right. So these are the behemoth cards. So I think. I don't know. If that's what it means. Now I'm confused. So, what does it mean by behemoth mark? Oh, play Campfire to confirm I want to call it. Yeah, I mean I could always play Campfire later too. That's why I said I'm not picky one way or the other. Behemoth activation, behemoth arrival, attributes, encounters, fleeing. All right, where's Cave Wall? No. Oh, primal. It's called Primal Cave Wall. No, not there either. I don't know what it means by. There's at least one behemoth without its mark. But, like, what is the behemoth's mark? Is that this symbol on the back of this card? All right, let's go to the behemoth section and see if it talks about the mark. I highly doubt it does. 74. Each behemoth board has a feature and disturbance effect. Features modified, no. Behemoth arrival. Attributes and demeanor. Alright, here we go. Enclosing marks. Adorning marks. Primal Cave Wall. Here we go. So, Primal Cave Wall is a space where players illustrate important things. The players attribute marks between the backs of their character cards. Yeah, I didn't do that earlier. Marks illustrate the Primal Cave Wall, prestige through an entire campaign. I wish it was stickers. I want stickers. There's no stickers. Illustrating effects illustrate a saga in the Primal Wall Cave. They must draw the interpretations of the saga's events they occurring in the game, including one or more listed marks. Game effects provide the name of a mark. Players can find a reference to that mark in the mark list. Oh, there you go. Mark list on page 226. Only the listed marks must be included. Alright, so 226 of this one. No. There we go, 226. So, what's weird is it didn't tell me to do a rival. Peacelayer, Bond, Defender. Aurochs, Mount, Rebellion, Rescuer. Where? Okay, here they are. There's Behemoth 1, Behemoth 2, Behemoth 3, Behemoth 4. Well, we're playing expansions. We're having fun doing all expansion stuff. So we will do... Was I supposed to do a rival? That's the question. Players can use any color pencil that matches a pigment listed on the culture page. Well, we only have black. Okay, so yeah, we need to do a rival and then where we went. And then each player, I guess, gets a bird. The players wish to maintain an unambiguous record of the marks on the Primal Cave Wall. They may keep a list of marked names in the journal. Oh, okay. So we don't have to draw the picture. Alright, so we're not going to draw the picture because that's going to take me too long because my OCD will not allow me to make a picture that doesn't look right. So instead, we're going to... I thought there was a notepad. Maybe not. Maybe that was a game I was playing yesterday. I need a notepad. Oh, this is crazy. I don't have what I need. No, there is a notepad. Where's the notepad? Because it sits here, I think. No. Cards. More cards. Maybe there isn't a notepad. That's fine. Give me that stupid piece of paper. We're not going to draw the picture. We're just going to write the stuff that we need to write on here. Pen. Pen works. All right. So, we have arrival, right? And then we have ×2. And then we have the... Where are we at? We are in the... We're in the tangle. And then we are going to do BH4. All right. And then what was the other thing it told us to do? Oh, dang it, I lost my page. What page did it tell us to go to? Alright. 594. 594. 594. 594. Alright, so. Randomly select one of those. Illustrate the saga of the primal mine on the primal cave, including that the behemoth's mark and the mystery mark. Oh. How many mystery marks? Oh, it says and the mystery mark. So I guess we just count a mystery mark. All right. So it says and a mystery mark. All right, and a mystery mark. Add 3 feet. So we're 2, 3, 4, 5. And gain +2 to attack. I think 2 is the highest you can get. So it wouldn't do me any good to give it to him because he's already got a token. I don't think there's any higher. I think it's just 1 and 2. Yeah. Okay. All right, you go back in there. All right, so +2 for her. Oh yeah, because solo. So only one of them gets to do that. All right. So, yeah. That's that one. Good job. We did it. All right, so that was our night phase card. Reconcile night cards. Increase this again. Oh, hang on. So, wait a minute. So we went past 4. So now we need to do Valley Event. As your people explore the valley, they find an impressive abundance. Each character in a hex with a river, lake, or wetlands get 1's water. That's not so bad. You get some water, and you get some water. Everybody gets some water. The problem is we haven't... Oh yeah, we've already reconciled our inventory, so we're good to go. This is fine. This is fine. We're good. You need bookmarks. Yeah, probably. All right, let's go into the day. Let's craft us some stuff. But we do need to go mining first. So, both of them have full. This is just going to cost us 3 actions to do it. Oh, hang on, but we need the blue. What gives us blue? You said the lakes give me blue? What gives me blue? The mountain gives me blue. the moraine, which I don't see a moraine. Yeah, so we have to go to the mountain. All right, so we got to move anyways. Ugh, and it's the worst way to move. So. Oh yeah, and this goes away because she ate and drank. I missed that stuff. All right. I mean, I need her to have it, so I kind of have to send her. She's going to move. Do the journey card. Resolve if you are alone. All right. Depredation. You hear a growl as a fearsome predator descends upon you, and suddenly you are in a life or death battle. Encounter a predator. Substitute the results below if you choose to fight. She did get her upgrade. She said 3, 4, 5. The problem is for a predator, we have to get 12. Which means we would have to get a 6. Or we can flee, which unfortunately takes us away from where we need to be. So I don't think I want to flee. Right? I don't want to flee. I think we'll go ahead. She's gonna try for it. It'd been better if he would have been the one. Not really. She's at 5. He's at 6. Although, hang on. When I test, when we fight against a predator, can we use either stat? Oh yeah, we can use either stat. She's 3 in both. Yeah, I forgot that you want to make sure that one of those two is high. Or the opposite if you want to retreat. Oh no, you just escape. You just escape unharmed. So I don't flee, I just escape. Yeah, let's escape. She's at a 6 and I need a 10. Oh, if I try to escape, it becomes a major wound. Here, it's just a minor wound because it was a chance encounter. So I think we'll go ahead and fight. Oh, that is the worst thing you could possibly roll. 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. Yeah, but remember, if you get a 6, you get to roll another die. It's like, heroic action. So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6. We're exactly 6. So luckily we landed right in the middle. So she gets a minor wound. But she does get 1 tooth. Teethers. I think these are the teethers. Yeah, I think this is the... no, I'm not sure. That's a claw. That's a tooth. That's a tooth. That's a claw. Is there a picture of the resources? Dang it. I need a picture of the resources. Resource bag. They're called material tokens. Materials, page 20. I don't know which one's a tooth. Tooth. Tough foods, water. Okay, well that didn't help, guys. Don't have a picture of all of the resources. And I gotta look until I see. Okay, here we go. Here's some more. Nope, that's processing. Foraging. Stones, feathers. You have to show what everything, which each of the things is somewhere, right? Right? I would think. That's the behemoths again. Huh. Yeah, 6s are like exploding dice. Yep. I don't know which one of these is a tooth and which one is a claw. I mean, one looks more like a tooth than the other, so I can assume that that's the tooth. But it would be nice if there was a... See, like here, it shows, oh, here are your resources. But like nowhere on here does it tell you what each of those resources is. So it's got category animal, right? So this is one of our animal items. The problem is, category animal, they're both animals. Yeah, I don't know. How am I supposed to know what these are without a player? Like in here, it's got like pictures, but it's just talking about, oh, you need this to process this. All right, I'm just going to go with the one that looks slightly more like a tooth, which is the big one, unfortunately. So the other one, the only reason I say it is this is just kind of a point, right? Just a point. This one has like these little mandible claw nail looking things on them, which again, you can't really see in the camera because it's tiny, but we're going to say it's that. All right. So she made it to the new location. Now we are going to mine. How do we mine? We get the colors we need from the location. So we are in the mountains. So for the mountains, we get blue. Trays aren't the best. They don't have, like, these pieces are like the exact size of the tray, and it doesn't have that slidey thing to slide them out. We get three, we get blue, and we get red. 2, 3, 4. Where's the last red one? Did I not get it out of here? There should be 5 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I put it in this one. Oops, there we go. I even put the blue in that one because that's the biggest one, and it still was hard to get out. Must have turned. All right. All right, so we do 3 blue. Without me looking. So 3 blue. And we get 2 red. All right. And we get 3 attempts, and we are not wanting moons right now. So 1. That is not a moon. 2. That is not a moon. I guess just for variety, I should get one of the red ones. And that's not a moon. All right. We are good. No bad stuff happened while we were mining. No bad stuff would have happened. There was no moons in there. All right. So we get 2 blues and 1 red. All right. So that took 2 actions to mine. Do need to exhaust this location. All right. Now we have what we need. Now we have our crafting materials. So she's going to take a crafting action, which costs 1. She is going to... She's got way too much stuff. She definitely got to go down there and give him some stuff. All right, so we need to craft first a... this. So in order to craft this, we need to use the redstone. That'll flip that over. All right. Now we need to use this on this one. That flips that one over. Now we need to use this on the vine. That flips that one over. So you get to do 3, so it specifically, you know, kind of walks you through how to get the 3. Now, we don't lose any of this. It all goes back into our pack as crafted items, but her pack is overflowing at the moment. Definitely don't want to lose any of our stuff we just did. So let's put the made stuff. Where's the made stuff? The stuff we made. Oops, one of these should be, one of the blues isn't done yet. So we can actually use the stick and the bone without processing, and I forgot about that. So the stick and bone can be used without processing. You can tell things that can be used because they have these dots and arrows around them. Whether you guys can see it or not, there's little dots and arrows, and you line those up to make a combination, and then you look in the book to see, did you actually make something? So we've accomplished this. We processed our goods. These refined materials will come in useful for crafting items. You'll need their tool icons to process additional materials if necessary. Gain processing knowledge card 01. Processing knowledge card. I forget where the knowledge cards are. Goal, item, structure, meal. Oh, I think they're under here. Yeah. What are these ones? Oh, these are my event cards. I was confused. Alright, so we haven't had to do any events yet. Don't know when we're going to do the events. Haven't told you. Alright, so we need knowledge card 01. Alright, and then there's this thing called vine striding. I guess we'll find that at some point. Should be able to leave some of your items in your shelter. You would think, right? It's like, oh, we have a shelter. Now, when we build a community or whatever they call it, you can, because I think there's like storehouses and stuff, but we don't have that. Knowledge 01, processing. You have learned to reshape materials into more refined forms. Each character gains the following. 1 action, process up to 3 resource tokens in your inventory. Okay, so we didn't even technically have this action yet, I guess. 1 at a time, resource, flip the token, unprocessed side, blah, blah, blah. Materials and some food have process requirements and indicate 1 or more icons. Each instance of a non-fire tool, blah, 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 can only be used once per processing action. Character forming the problem, yeah, okay. So that's just, it's telling us we can process things. So it's just another player aid, basically. All right, so she has completed that. So now we go to make tools. So make tools is the last thing that it's going to want us to do. And then we get to read number 200. So here it gives us an example of using the stick with I'm guessing the leather? No. Showing a picture of something here I don't think that exists. Oh, here it is. Oh, we need some intestines. And it gives us rope out of the intestines, which we don't have yet. Character can take the craft action to combine 2 materials in their inventory. This forms a starting color and 4-digit code, which you look up in the game codex. See if it creates an item. See rulebook. This goal is completed when the character, as a group, have any 3 different items. All right, so we need to get 3 different items. So I don't think we're going to be able to end this one in time. So I think David's right. I think we're just going to have to keep trucking through this one. And I'll have to do Kinfire another day, I guess. So, because I don't know if I have enough to make an item on this turn. Now, if you fail, I think you still exhaust your action. I think you still waste your action if you fail, if I remember correctly. When we played at least when we played the prototype, I think we lost our stuff. And I don't want to lose my stuff. I like my stuff. Craft, page 30. Page 30. 30. Craft. I'm still getting through. It's like how to get the code. When a character gains an item, if it has no code, no entry code, no item is crafted in that code. Return the materials to the character's inventory. So yeah, you basically fail your crafting attempt. I mean, I guess it's kind of thematic, right? Take a break, come back to this at 12. Yeah, we could do that. I'll throw up a new thumbnail. I kind of need to go to the bathroom anyways. Yeah, that works for me. Although I'd prefer to start the actual chapter when I do that stream. So what I might do, David, is because I'll make a new thumbnail on it, I might move that one to 12:30. So I want to see if I can finish this one out. So I can make a new thumbnail and make it a separate, like a separate playthrough. That way it's 2 videos. So, although I do want to kind of take a break. So maybe I will throw up the Be Right Back. I think I'm going to take a quick break, go to the bathroom stuff. We'll finish this one out. And then, like I said, I'll make a thumbnail and all that stuff. So that way it's a proper video. But yeah, so let me do that. Let me put up the Be Right Back. We'll take a quick break. All right. That took me, I don't know if that took me too long, but yeah. So I got the thumbnail updated, got the time updated. We are good to go. I had to figure out what the next scenario was going to make me do, so I kind of had to cheat a little bit, but that makes sense. All right. So we need to craft items. She does have actions left. She's over here. We could take an injury to get back home. It is what it is. She's already got an injury. She could get 2 injuries. I mean, she doesn't need to be there to craft items, so I could technically come back and then see what happens. So I think we're going to do that. So let's go ahead and shuffle. Shovel. So, David, the irony is, and I don't know if you're back yet, but the irony is when I was first setting up the stream, I was going to do 2 streams of Stonesaga anyways, and then decided to change it because I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to do Labyrinth, and I'm like, oh no, I was going to do 3. I was going to do all morning was going to be Stonesaga, and then I was going to do Cozy Stickerville tonight. And so when I did that, I was like, oh, but I wanted to play Labyrinth. We talked about playing Labyrinth. I was like, well, do I want to do 2 Labyrinth or 2 Stonesaga? And I couldn't really decide. So I was like, well, I do have Kinfire, right? So I guess I could do that. So then I made it 3 separate things. All right, so we have resolve if you are on a, we're on a chasm, unfortunately. Unsure footing. You make your way to an incline. Oh, we get to do that incline thing again. Will you stop stumbling down mountains? Maybe we need to make a walking stick. How do I make a walking stick? Test this. Well, that's not good. That is a 4. 4 is really bad. You tumble down the slope. Something you'll... Oh, no. 4 plus 3. 7. Whew. Forgot to add. Adding is important. So we do break our leg. But we do gain 1 river stone, which we said was the gray one, right? Yes. She's got way too much stuff. She's like a pack rat. She's collecting it all. Hoarding it all. Hoarding it all. I will take everything and you will like it. All right. So she's back. She did not have to do the loss of an action. So she's got 2, so we can try to craft twice. So she's going to craft once. So I'm trying to look at things that would go together. We have a bone. We could combine the bone with the bone with, I think, the vine. Yeah, let's do the bone, the vine, and this pointy rock thing we had. Now, unfortunately, it does mean we're going to have to do another process action, which is fine because I have more of these. So, all right. So we need to match. We need a starting color, and we need the connecting colors have to match, right? I think that's what it said. All right, so crafting was on page 30. All right. Orientation of the arbitrary provides clues about what can be played together. Should consider these items when thinking about how they can be played together. So they're showing it without the rope. Is it 2 items or 3? I think it's 2 items. Sorry, you process 2 items together. No, they can process up to 3 raw resources. No, that's processing. Dang it. Crafting. 2 materials. Okay, so it's just 2 materials. And in the rule book, they show the stick and the pointy thing. And it gives you a spear. So, okay, fine. We'll do what the rule book had, because that's a guaranteed thing. I wonder what that's going to do. So we're going to do the stick. And you have to line them up so they can connect. Right? Now, I could do it that way. I could do it that way. I don't know if it'll give me a different item if I do it the other way. right? Let's see here, because it does show a couple different examples in the book, right? When we're crafting items. So, as long as they connect, you're good. So, right? So it shows the stick this way. So it's a blue. They show the stick this way. It would be a yellow. Right? So they're showing all the different alignments that you can do, and it's going to change what gets crafted. So, how do I want to align this? So here it shows you can get item 05, and it's basically showing the stick in this orientation, which looks like a spear, right? So it makes a spear because you've got it in that orientation. If you have it in a different orientation, for example, maybe I do this, that looks like it would be a hatchet, right? Because you got your thing there, thing there. That'd be different. So the question is, do I want to try to make a spear? Or something else? I could even do this. I don't know what that would do. And it could be a failure, right? Sideways might give you an axe. And that's what, yeah, I'm thinking of an axe. Did we need something earlier that said it wanted me to have an axe? I thought we did. Let's try for an axe. What are you doing, Beezy? You want to go out? You come back and lay down. Come on. There you go. Yeah, so let's try for an axe. So we're going to attempt to do this. So we are red 1, 4, 3, 2. So go to our crafting section. Crafting 130 or 189. 189. 189. Nope, that's 190. No. No, that's creating names. Sorry. Oh, quickly generate names. Okay, so it gives you crazy names. That's a name generator. No, we need the blue. What do we need? We need red. Red is 151 to 164. I have a funny name generator in here, if you can't think of names, which I couldn't really either. So what do I say? No, the door is open, sweetie. Just go out. The door is open. The gate's up, but the door was open. Let me let her out. I'll be right back. Bella's not on the same bathroom schedule as me, I guess. All right. Let's see here. So we're gonna try that. What did we say it was? It was one. Dang it, I lost what page it was. What was it? 189. Red recipes. All right. So we need 1, 4, 3, 2. 1, 4, 3, 2. Whoop. You've made a Riverstone pick. A pick can be useful for mining and also serves as a decent weapon. Discard the materials used to gain the Riverstone pick. Item card. Search item card deck for IT12 or 12. Item 12. Record the recipe for this item on the recipes page of the journal. Yeah, that's what I said. There's a journal somewhere. Where is my journal? There is a journal. Oh, jeez. Right on top. So, like, I was trying to figure out, like, where I would write all that earlier, and I was like, oh, there is a journal. I remember there being a journal. So. Recipes. All right, so recipe 1. So, I guess R 1, 4, 3, 2. Item was a river. What do they call it? Riverstone pick. And that needed Riverstone and wood. All right. I got our first thing. All right. Was there somewhere else? Experimentation. Oh, attempted recipes. And then notes. Investigations. Looming challenges. Behemoths. Notes. Okay, here's our notes. All right. So we don't have a rival, but we have Behemoth 4. So Behemoth, where'd the Behemoths go? Behemoth 4. So Behemoth 4 is the one we are doing. You have to give him a name. Oh, didn't know you had to give him a name. Or maybe they'll come up with a name. And we have 1 mystery mark. Where can I put that? Oh, knowledge cards. We already got a knowledge card, right? KN01. Right, so we got 1 knowledge card. Currently we only have black. And I guess in the back notes we will just put our mystery marks. The book it showed 3, so I'm going to say times 3 because the book said 3, so I'm putting 3 in there. That's what I'm putting. All right, so that's what I was looking for earlier. Oops, sorry, hit the microphone. Instead of this piece of paper that now is useless for me. All right, so we get to get item card number 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's 9, 10. I think you can make multiple. Yeah, 10, 10. Yeah, you can make multiple. 12. There we go. So, she now has an item, so we're going to be sliding things over now as we start craft away. All right, so she has a pickaxe. It's one-handed. We do lose both of these. So we can, it says we need 3 items. So I think technically I might even get him a pickaxe now. I'll just need to trade the wood with him, which I can do with the last, or he can do the trade action and then she can make another one. So I think we're just going to, well, she's going to need to process. So he would have to make it. Yeah. All right. So let's put that there. All right. So we want to do that again so he can have a pickaxe. So we will trade. He's already got the stick. He needs this. And to do this, he needs the crushing stone, which is this one. So we're going to, for last action, she's going to give him the crushing stone, give him this stone. We know we're going to need this water. That water is just going to be there. Try and see the packs right before we get to the end. What can she hold? So she can hold one more thing. She could always make another one of these. No. Well, no, she can use this for this. She would need another one of these sets. Okay, so we'll give this to him as well. Because he's going to lose a couple items. So right now, we're looking like this. Right now, we're looking like that. So, all right. So that was her last action. His action, he is going to process goods. So, oh, he already had a stone. That's fine. So we're going to use this to process this. Oops, I'm going to take an action. Right? We're going to do that to process that. Behemoth name, giant bee mouth. Okay. Is that what you want the behemoth's name to be? Giant bee mouth? I don't think, I get the joke. But he looks like he's a deer, like a deer thing. Yeah, Dave, you want to name him? Give us a name. We'll name him. But yeah, he's like some kind of deer stag thing. I don't know if we're supposed to name him or not, so that's the only reason I didn't put a name on there. Maybe. All right, so we now have that. So then we're just going to do for his second action. We're going to do the same thing. So we know these two items together give us another one of those pickaxes. So now he has a pickaxe. Technically, I could have experimented, or maybe we should get him a spear. Let's see if we can get him the spear. So the spear, give me that back. Oh, no, one there. Yeah, let's get him a spear. Just that way we've got some more stuff. So I think it needs to be, I think it needed to be yellow. All right. So it's in the red again. So we're kind of where we need to be. So red, 1, 4, 2, 2. 1, 4, 2, 2. You made a Riverstone spear. A spear is useful for hunting, fishing, and defending yourself. Discard the items and gain Riverstone spear card. Item 05. Spear, spear, spear. Yeah, David says we need a spear. Spear, spear, spear. It makes more sense, right? Because now we're discovering more items. That is one-handed. Riverstone spear. We do need to record that in our recipe book. All right. So, what was that? R 1422 Riverstone spear, which is basically the same thing. Riverstone and wood. All right. So we have a spear. We get rid of these two. So we need to craft one more item. I almost feel like maybe I should have given. I almost feel like we should be able to take this and a rock, but the rock doesn't have any numbers. Right? I feel like we should be able to make like a sling or something. Although we do have this, but we would need a cutting tool. What's our cutting? We'd need another rock, which he has the rock. So we could take another. Maybe we should have given him, when we did that trade earlier, we should have given him the leather. And the sinew. Or not the sinew, the vine. I'm thinking we can put these together to make like some kind of like, oh, a fishing pole? Maybe. You want to do fishing pole or armor? I was thinking armor, but a fishing pole might work. Then we won't need that. We also have the tooth. I forgot about the tooth. We also have the tooth for probably cutting. Yeah, it becomes a cutting tool. Sling or armor. All right, let's try the armor. Let's try the armor. So, Oh no, we can't do the armor. We need a screw. We don't have a way to screw. So I think we're back to the fishing pole idea. I just, with the sling, I don't know what I would put in. I'd have to put in one of my rocks. Right? I kind of need my rocks. So let's try for a fishing pole. Question is, what direction would they be in? Like this? Stick with red. I don't see putting them side by side. That might try to make a bow. Oh, this would be better. Like that? That'd be a fishing pole, maybe? We can see. All right. So 4. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 5, 2, 2. 5, 5, 2, 2. 5, 5, 2, 2. 5, 5, 2, 2. You made a splint. Okay, we made a splint. A splint can be used to help bones mend. Discard the materials used to gain the splint item card, IT126. Well, we made a splint, David. We did not make what we were thinking we were going to make, but we made something. This is the only problem with the item cards is, like, the way they did it, and I've kind of got them the wrong way in the box. I need to fix that. The way they did it makes no sense to me. Where they put the numbers, because they're up here, right? But you don't have them in the box that way, right? The boxes, you'd have to put them up like this while you're playing, and then lay them back down, which I guess is maybe their intent. Oops. IT, what did it say? IT26. IT98, IT. And yeah, and then they're backwards too. So like if I had them this way, they're backwards. So you got to start from the back. Yeah, the way they did the cards doesn't make sense to me. I could probably redo them, but that would take more effort than I care to give. No. Yeah, IT26. Splint. Oh, and it tells you how to make it, though. Oh, I didn't even notice that on the bottom of the card. It tells us how to make it. That way we don't accidentally make the thing again. Let's make sure we write how to make it on the back. So R 5, 5, 2, 2 and B 2, 2, 5, 5 is a splint, which was vine and wood. Maybe we need to make the wood, the splint could help our leg splint. At the start of each day, you may equip this item to an empty slot in hand. While in a hand slot, it cannot be unequipped and you cannot move. You can still flee. At the start of each night this item is in your slot, you may discard it or move it to an empty bag slot to degrade one of your injuries. So this would really be better once she has a bunch, like she's getting really far. Because right now we're degrading 1 per turn. So like this is only on her for like 2 turns and it's not really doing anything bad. And in solo, you have all the hit points. So right now it's just a item in his bag. All right, but we have our 3 items. So we have our 3 items. So, oh yeah, we wanted to look on the back of these, see if there's any other numbers. There is. So red, 1422. I guess I need to put it over here. And blue, 2241. Riverstone Axe, red 1432, and red 2341. Okay, so now that I know that, I need to keep them there. Okay. So, the Riverstone pick, when you test might, to fight, you may roll a die. If the result of that roll is a 6, discard this item. When you mine, you may draw up to 4 mining tokens. Oh, I can re-roll a die. Okay. So during a fight, I could re-roll a die, and as long as it's not a 6, I keep it. So basically, I'm chucking the axe at him on that one. Riverstone Spear. When you test, fight, or hunt, you may re-roll a die. The result of that is a 6, discard this item. So same thing, chucking the spear. When you fish, before you assign dice, you may re-roll 1 die. Limit 1 spear. Okay, so we can re-roll 1 die while fishing. So here's my fisherman. She's still my miner, and I've kind of had her always doing the mining anyways. So that kind of works out good. All right. He has 2 more actions. We do not have any food. So I guess we will, and he's my fisherman now. So I guess we will go ahead and make tools. So let's get some food. We're going to end this day because we just finished this, right? Because we have 3 items. So, but we're going to go ahead and fish for his last action because it is a +1 because of this. That location's been very unkind to us. We just hanging out. We need more locations is what it is. We haven't gone out far enough to do some stuff. All right, so we're going to shuffle, and go fishing. I don't know when we add. There's like I think 1 or 2 more fishing cards. I don't know when we add those. When you get the expansion says like put stuff just in the back, and says if you need them, it'll tell you to have them. But that hasn't happened. All right. So we have fish. We need the 2 fish is what we need. I don't know if I'm allowed to set this how I want to. Because see, the double's up there. So let me double check that. If it lets me, if I can do it either way, the way I want, or whether this has to always be at the bottom. I think that probably always has to be at the bottom. So, fishing, 38. It's the way I've been doing it. I don't think it's made a big difference on the first couple attempts. All right. Reveal the strike zones. Yeah, it shows in here. It's specifically got the number at the bottom. Card is placed with the ID at the bottom. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. When went to in day 12. So it would force end at day 16. Because this will be a, well, I say day 16, but remember this went up because of an event. So it would force end once we hit 16 here would be the end of the force end of the challenge. But each of these are other events that can occur. So we'll I don't know if we'll hit this one because I don't know if we're still going to do the end of day stuff. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit the end of day. We're not going to go to the night phase. I don't know. Is end of day at the end of night? I would guess, or is it end of the day phase? Now I'm questioning that. Game structure 22. Challenges, goal cards, activity tracks. Challenge in. Okay. During the day phase, take day actions. Move. Here's going over all the actions. Journey. All the stuff.
I'm thinking you still got to do the night. Because the night is part of the day, right? I mean, that's like, okay, it's the end of the day, which is nighttime. Yeah, I'm going to say that you have to do the night phase. I'm going to do it that way. So yeah, we'll get another thing because we're going to hit 7. All right. So he's going fishing. That's what we were doing. We were fishing. Oh, we don't know what that is yet. Hang on. Let me shuffle that back. Sorry. Should not have known what that was yet. We got to roll dice first, Will. All right. 5 dice. Oh, those are some good hits. All right. So we need the 2 fish, which is the blue. It goes through the double. So we definitely want to put our 2 highest in the double. So we can get our 2 fish. Then we have a 7, which would either be water, a single fish. It would 7 there. This, but it does have a negative. Oh, but this one, this one I gotta do all the dice. It's only got 5 spots, almost. And this one doesn't matter. One's not gonna succeed. All right. Everything's a +2. You get a +2. You get a +2. Everybody gets a +2. All right. So, first is the water, which is 4. We did 7 +2. We succeeded. We get 2 aquas. 2 water. When you fish, before you assign dice, you may reroll 1. I didn't reroll a die. Well, we'll reroll this. I don't think it's going to matter. That would have been a 5, which is not enough, right? Because everything's +2. So that one's good. That one's done. And then this one's 5 +2. So we definitely knocked that one out of the park. So we get our 2 fishies. Yeah, fishies. Oh, but I can't trade with her. I don't have an action to trade with her. I was like, oh, let me get a fish for her. I'm out of actions. Well, luckily I have just enough room for him to hold that. Just enough. Spear allows a reroll. Yeah. So I end up, and that's what the spear allows. So he's kind of my fisherman now. And then with the mining, you can draw up to 4 instead of 3 tokens. All right. So that is that. That was our fishing. So now we go to end of day. Or nighttime for end of day. Oh, we should have got a knowledge card. Knowledge card 2. Knowledge card 2, which is crafting. All right. So check for death. No. Characters regain 2 for solo, 2 for eating. I really wanted her to eat so she could heal. And then 1 for being in the hut. 2 for that. 1 for water. 1 for the hut. This goes back down to a 1. This goes away. Actually, that should have gone away last time. I missed it. And then mending. She doesn't mend because you have to have both food and water to mend, and she didn't have the food. Degrade tokens, reconcile inventory. Yeah, resolve a night card. Oh, my belly. Shuddering Sky. Resolve. Group. So this is the whole group. The clouds sweep across the sky and thunder claps in the distance. Rain begins to fall. Everyone in your hex must test, because I think that's agility, to move to safety. Test results. Add +2 if they have a cloak item. We do not. All right. So she's going to test first. So she's at 3. She's at 7. You spend the night cold, damp, and miserable. Suffer an illness. If 2 or more characters resolve this result, add the walking foot. 4 plus 4 is 8, so he's luckily the one above. You scrambled loudly to a dry place, suffer illness. Like, we have shelter. Like, I would have assumed it would have been like, do not resolve if you have a shelter. We have a shelter. Like, why were we not in our shelter? That's very unthematic. Game, you're broken. Right there. Just because of that, you're broken. Oh, man. All right. Resolve the night card. Add 1 here, which means we need to resolve this. Your people step up to assist your efforts to survive the valley. Each character rolls a die. All right, so this is her. 5. And gains a corresponding. She gets a cloud stone. Which one was the cloud stone? I really hate that the stones aren't like marked or written of what they are. I almost feel like just marking them. Or I guess it's like David said, right? I need to put like little bookmarks on certain pages. And I've seen a game that had that. I forget what it was. They actually had like little tabs and it said what they were. So it used that indented page ordering that sometimes you get. There you go. Cloudstone is the blue one. Ooh, that's a good one. She got a blue Cloudstone. Doesn't fit in her bag, but it doesn't need to right now. All right. And then he's got to roll. See what he gets. He got a 2. 2 is a fiber. I'm guessing this is fiber. I mean, this is a vine. There's got to be somewhere that shows what these things are. How, like, nothing I have shows what these things are. Because now it's saying a fiber. What's a fiber? So here it shows the food and it tells you all the foods, right? So it says, okay, here's all the food. Here's the items, but it doesn't show all the items. So what is a fiber? Is it in the codex? Outcomes, omens, recipes, mining, mystery, naming, grinding results, epochs, overlay, advanced rules, mark list, hex key. Nope. Nope. I don't know. What a fiber is. A fiber is one more than a forber. Yeah. Campaign rules, clarification, modifications, index. Items just say how to craft items. How did they not make an item list? Like that's like a big oversight. I mean, I get after you know what it is, you know what it is, but you kind of have to tell me what it is first. You can't make me assume I know what it is. Well, it's 12:30 and I should be starting the other stream now, but I'm trying to find out what fiber is. Ah, fiber. Here we go. So, finally found something that gives me something. So the fiber is the vines on trees. But again, there should be a list of all the resources, because like this doesn't give me the resources for the animals, right? It talks about the animals here, right? And then it talks about, okay, prey, but then it doesn't tell me like what was the tooth and what was the claw earlier. So tooth and claw. All right, so he gets another fiber. All right, so that's fine. Resolve that. Now we're going to go read number 200. Let's get this done, and then I can switch over to the other stream. 200. 200. There's a QR code in here. BGG has a material reference sheet. Yep. Maybe I'll hit print while the starting soon is going. Probably need to do that. 200. By finding vital resources, creating tools, and preparing to build a shelter, your people have created a solid foothold in the Vale. But rumors spread, a shadow that swallows the moon, clouds of disturbed dust, and howls of an echo off in the mountains. At the end of any day, you may end this challenge. Well, okay, thanks. Add putting down roots into your looming challenges. So that is our next adventure. In case you haven't seen the thumbnail yet. So this is our next challenge we're going to be doing. It says put that in our looming challenges. Or epoch uno. Looming challenges. Here we go. Challenge putting down roots. Putting down roots type. Crisis generation, I guess. I don't know what the type means. Yeah. I guess it's the blue, so it's crisis and generation. All right. Here we go. Next, then as a group, players must choose one of the following paths. Prioritize exploring the valley, or focus your energies on stockpiling for the winter. So, David, do we want to prioritize exploring or stockpile for the winter? You can barely read this. I know you wouldn't be cheating. I kind of want to see more space. Like I want to see more stuff. I'm thinking exploring is more fun than stockpiling and getting a bunch of pudding down roots. It's pudding made with roots. A little rhubarb, a little. We'll go down to Colombia, yuca. Ooh, tres leche con yuca? Maybe not. Oh, tres leche con fried yuca. Ooh, that might be good. Dip it in. That'd be like French fries in a Frosty, but Colombian. I'm gonna tell Audrey that. All right, so as described on rulebook page 69, illustrate the new saga horizons on the primal cave wall. Right. So now this is when we were supposed to do the arrival, and we didn't. So now we would put the arrival. We would put the, what was the location we were at? Angle. Yeah, so the mystery mark. Oh, we already had the mystery mark. Starting region. Then each character gains, what's this 5? Oh, that's the one if you do the bottom one. Okay. Then each character gains one of the following traits of the player's choice. Inquisitive or wary. Inquisitive or wary. So, we will make her Well, this, you can't really fit much in this box. We'll make her inquisitive. But that doesn't make sense, though. I'm going to make my indomitable guy wary. I guess we're going to make her wary. Dang it. Thematically, it doesn't make as much sense. I don't like my options. So we'll make him inquisitive. That's ironically, she's wary and wise. He's inquisitive and indomitable. Boop. Hopefully we don't need to add any more traits. At the start of your next challenge, after setup, place a mystery token in 2 unexplored hexes of your choice. All right, so that is that. We will set up the next game and do whatever it tells me we need to do for setup on the next thing. So it says play someone 2 unexplored, but I'm kind of wondering, I'm guessing hopefully it makes us add another location, otherwise we don't have any unexplored. So let's grab our 2 mystery hexes real quick. Hopefully I keep them face down. Nope. There we go. All right, so we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so I'm going to end this stream, and then I will start up the next one. The mystery machine marks look suspiciously like Scooby-Doo. That they do. All right, guys, I thank everybody for coming out, but we're going to go ahead and switch over to the other stream.